Hello and welcome back to Roller Wiener Monday. It's 12:30 p.m. approximately here on a Monday in beautiful Lafayette, Indiana at World Headquarters here. And we have lots going on this week. It's Flag Day. I hope you'll fly a flag today in a proper way. And that all rhymed, which is even better. It's not even Rhyme Day. Oh, that's awesome. Safe Driver Week's coming up in just a few weeks. Are you ready? Hey, there's a new drive cam with new technology. All right. I can't wait. We love adaptive cruise, right? Well, this article says we do love it, so that's pretty good. I just looked at it, and hey, the crash here in Indiana on I-70 leaves one dead. What a weird way this happened. Try not to do this. All right, I have some stocks and fuel and Dogecoin prices, which I keep following. I don't know why. It just seems to fascinate me anyway. So that's the story with that. Anyways. Let's see, where am I going here? As usual, I'm losing my spot, but first the other day was Michael Muller was first, and then Mark Ely quickly followed him. Today, the president, George H.W. Bush, today was first today, and thank you for being here first. It is good to see you. You have a lot of paperwork and stuff to do. Trucker Hershey's here today. Joan Harper, what's going on? Not that far from me. Ryan, what's happening out there? Let's see here. Where am I? Oh, Kelly Patterson. I lost my spot already. Hello. And Mr. Crowley's here going to talk about reasonable pay for city drivers. Yeah, let's talk about that. Because it's getting close to what road drivers pay now. I'm seeing, holy mackerel. $34 an hour I saw now. Plus overtime. Amazing. That's the haul fuel. We'll say that. John Staniszewski, happy Roller Wiener Monday. It's good to see you. Trucking with Jokers here today. That's pretty funny. Are you wearing one of those coats with the question marks on them? That's that guy that gave out those... scholarships though, right? The government money guy, right? Hilarious. Columbia George, I'm currently making a delivery to customer I don't care to go to. Nice. That's every customer. I have to sit here in my day cab for 2 hours. It's like sitting coach class on Frontier. That's disappointing. Who wants to sit in coach class? Yeah, well, will your truck run, I guess is the question. I would have to keep hitting the pedal about every 200 seconds to keep it running. So at least that. It's not that hot today though, right? 70s here today. Boy, it was hot this weekend. Record high temperature, 98 degrees here. Record high temperature. Big day, 450. Good morning. Creature 937, what's happening? Oh, let's see. Columbia George, steak fajitas on a Monday? Yeah, right. What is going on with that? Steak fajita roller wieners? Is that a thing? Fajitas, I don't like. You got to go. It's like you go to a restaurant and then they make you do all the work. Here's the food. Here's a bunch of places of food to go make your own food. What? That's not why I'm here. I can do that at my house. A trucker Hershey, I haven't seen Dredd in 3 weeks. He quit driving. Did he? I haven't seen him for months, it seems like, on YouTube. Did he quit driving again? He always had a problem getting a local job. He wanted one. He'd go to these garbage companies, to be honest with you, with crap equipment. He has done videos about them, and that's a real problem. So he's in a large city, so I didn't know he quit driving. But that happens to a lot of people. Hardly anybody makes the 5-year point driving, right? Hardly anybody makes it. Had to get 2 airbags and a tire replaced on my truck Monday. Fun day. Luke, 2 airbags. I keep thinking airbags. Yeah, that's a disaster. How long did that take? Holy mackerel. Ran Bubs. Hello, Sam. What's going on? Good day. Let's see. Where am I here again? Let's see. Yeah. Alexandra, hello from Williams, Arizona. Wow. You put some milestone. Adaptive cruise needs to beep when it activates. It needs to not activate. How about that? How about we just don't have it? Or at least you could choose it. How about a button to choose it? Chicago-style roller wiener. Can't get them at the pilot looking that good. No doubt. And that is a Chicago-style roller wiener. So there you go. Very good. What's your thoughts on Werner Trucking? Well, it's another one of these big places that you start at. Anybody here from Werner? That's the best way to do that, really. Hey, Fleet Nav Systems is here. Can't stay, but hope you have a great week. It's good to see you, Fleet Nav Systems. Let me know when the next live show's coming up so we can bother that guest. And I can try to influence him on your quiz at the end to give the correct answers. So that would be great, too. The quiz. Morning, and all safe travels if you're on the road. Enjoy a day if you're off. Thomas, yeah. Going to go to work here soon. I'm an adaptive cruise nerd. It has its moments. But you should be able to toggle it yourself. And that's the real problem that I have with it. Is that, you should be able to turn it on and off. I always say, in cars you can do that. I have that on the Escape, but I can turn it on and off. I don't have to use it if I don't want to. And in the truck, when you turn the cruise on, it's just on. And that isn't right. MG Jackson, good morning from Durant, Oklahoma. Held to Franklin, Indiana with a load of gas station burritos. Wow. What is in Franklin where you would deliver a whole load of gas station burritos? The gas station convenience mart warehouse? Dear dispatch, get me out of the South. Well, yeah, until winter, right? Right now, up to North Dakota we go. Good afternoon, fellow denizens of the road. George Wilson. Yeah, 65 degrees in Vancouver, Washington. That's not terrible. It was super hot over the weekend. Those repairs ate up 2 hours of my day. Oh, that isn't bad at all. I was thinking it'd be all day. Holy moly. Mr. Crowley, it'll be 90s this week in Los Angeles. That's hot for them. Flag is always flying on the home 20. Dave Johnson, I appreciate that. Keep the flag flying all the time. Grafton, hello there. Paul Viance, greetings and happy Monday. It's good to see you. Chili Willie, hey Mark, thanks for dropping all the gems. Just chilling at the door, enjoying the show at Trader Joe's, Stockton, California. All right. Well, thank you very much. Trader Joe's in Stockton, California. Do you know I've never been in a Trader Joe's? People are like, hey Mark, who cares? Exactly. Joan Harper. Who do I drive for? Well, that's interesting that you asked that. I don't get asked this for new people. I do this show every Monday at 12:30 p.m. for the foreseeable future. And when I do, I keep them out of my videos. That way, you don't mention who you work for, keeps them out of your videos. Then they don't give you any grief about it. I also don't recruit for them, although a lot of people are doing recruiting for their company. And if you like it, do so. But that's not for me. It keeps it just separate, separate. I am IWI warehouse in Franklin. Okay, so it is like some gigantic. I'm thinking, what gas station is going to take, a truckload of burritos? We'd like 50,000 frozen burritos that are frozen solid. I mean, you take those out of the case at the truck stops, the frozen ones. You could pound a nail into the ground with them. They're frozen so hard. I don't know where they get these things. They take them out of the, Johnson & Johnson semis and freeze them up solid in there. I don't know. They're super frozen. Hey, Omnitrax, I just want to mention this. They have a new drive cam system. I'm going to do a whole video about it. Yes. It has 2 cameras in there that face you because, hey, 2 is better than 1. And they'd say, with these 2 cameras, you're just going to be so safe. It's going to track your face movements. It's going to track your hand movements. It's going to track where you're looking. And it'll even look at you through your sunglasses. It'll see if anything's in your hand, how long you don't look out the windshield, where your hands are, everything. Isn't that great? Can't you wait? You can't wait. It's coming out this summer. Won't that be nice? So if you have an Omnitrax camera in your truck where they have different ones. Omnitrax, the one with this. It's going to use machine learning and adaptive learning to continue to learn as it watches you. Presumably, eventually, they'll all get together and kill us. But until then, it's just going to watch you. He's a parole officer in Western Express. I've been to Trader Joe's one time to get ghost peppers, Joan Harper. Wow. There's not one around me. I'd have to go probably to Indianapolis. I actually don't know where one is, but there's not one around here. So that'd be a long drive to get a pepper, I think. I'd just rather have the peppers delivered. I assume I can do that. Werner's 3 weeks on, 2 days off. Ugh, that's a long time if you have anybody at home to go to, certainly. Alexander, it was 108 going across the Sonora Desert. Did you have ice cream? I love that. Those loads, I mean, how does it keep that cold? I remember taking a cold load that was like a 20 below or whatever the maximum was, and that thing never got below maybe 4 or 5 degrees in there. It just wouldn't maintain, it just ran the whole time. I hope at least the truck stayed cool. Cash King Trucking, hey, hello, good morning, everybody. It's 80 and sunny in Minneapolis. Oh, finally, the snow can finally melt off the roads up there, and that'll be good. Get some of that ice up. George Wilson, Dread Pirate Trucker had some good videos, but I think he had to walk the plank. Yeah, I know. I mean, the classic one, the sand, where we stuck in the sand in that Swift truck, I mean, that couldn't have been the funniest video probably I ever saw. Hilarious. And then he kind of disappeared. Maybe he's managing that music group or whatever. Donkey Bite, do I have to have my pants on to watch the stream? No, none of us do. I think they dip those burritos in liquid helium. I know. Look, those burritos, when they come out, you're like, how you have to put it in the microwave for like 45 minutes. You have to put it on the turkey setting where you're like doing a full turkey in the microwave. And then it's still cold on the inside. It's like lukewarm or whatever. Crazy. Cash King Trucking, I had to take 4,000 pounds of mechanically separated chicken to the landfill. That was fun. Someone penetrated a couple boxes with a forklift and it was contaminated. Well, What is a I don't even know if I want to ask. What is a mechanically separated chicken? I mean, is that exactly what it sounds like? Yikes. I watched a video last night on the history of ice cream, and Tom and Jerry's was on there. That's awesome. Tom and Jerry. I love Tom and Jerry. Joan Harper. I love, how about Ben and Jerry? Would that be better? Saw an ad from Performance Team Local Company Port Driver. $30 an hour plus overtime. Union in Santa Fe Springs, California. That's not bad. $30 an hour plus overtime. They're running an ad. Dayton Freight is the one that is running an ad. $29.41 an hour plus overtime. That's $2,400 or so for 70 hours home every day. I don't think that's terrible money. Dayton is running that ad nationwide at most of their terminals. They said what they're doing right now is hiring experienced drivers in at top pay. So you don't have to climb up the pay scale. And 71 cents a mile for if you're going, line haul there. So I don't think that's terrible for home everyday drivers. The Grumpy Trucker, good morning from ADM Warehouse. It's 95 in Decatur, Illinois. Really? Let me see. I haven't looked. I thought 70 or so. This is what I was thinking out here. It's 84 here. All right, so close. I just drove through the Natty, Slim Shady. Well, keep it open for me down there. I see they're adding a bunch of barrels on 74. I'm not going to be liking that. Joan, Louisville's where I went to Trader Joe's. Yeah, it's a big city only, right? And I don't have one. So I'm looking at a 120-mile round trip to go get a pepper. I don't know if that's a great plan or not. The T600 Skyborg drive camera, new Skynet, Cash King Trucking. Yeah, look. 2 cameras in and 1 out. That's brilliant. Watching everything, literally everything you do. Hand movements, eye movements. And it's got technology to see through your sunglasses. So I think that I'll try my mirrored sunglasses. I wonder if it could see through those. If anybody gets this, put on some mirrored sunglasses and see if we can get through those things. Greetings from Chickasaw, Oklahoma, everybody. Gear Jammer. Hey, what's going on? Donkey Bite, I'm a pepper. You're a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? I would like to be a pepper. Alexandra, I actually had a dry load of plastic pellets. Oh, really? For making Tupperware. Awesome. Lifetime guarantee on Tupperware. Schedule your next party with me. I'm headed to Las Vegas now. My truck needs some repairs. Someone hit me and ran off when I was in Dodge City. Yikes. Motel? Hopefully motel. Oh, Vegas motel? Really? You're going to get repaired at Vegas and they're going to get you like at the Caesars, like the 80th floor at the Caesars or whatever the top. Be sure to hit the M&M Museum there. Kelly, I went through Eli, Arizona, peaked at 117. I was loving it. Ugh. Blast the air. And an astute viewer sent a picture of a Millis truck, which I thought was funny, and where it was over 100 degrees and the truck was off. Apparently there was a driver in there because it got up after 30 minutes and turned it back on. Really? And they haven't even started that program yet. Decatur's not far from my home area. Yeah, me either, really. It's the core ingredient for roller wieners. Yikes. That could be mechanically separated chicken. I would describe it as chicken paste. It's the consistency of potted meat. Really? Well, let me ask you, since you only took a couple of those boxes to the dump, what do they do with the rest of it? You know, the part that was not penetrated, as you so aptly used that word. There and had to throw away. So what do you do with the rest of potted meat chicken paste? That's it on the ice cream. Ben and Jerry's is like the best. Donovan, they have been doing long runs lately. Golden, Colorado to Elk to Virginia. Yeah, exactly. That's the only way to do the road. Look, I think if you're going to be on the road, don't be doing 200 miles at a time. A local driver can do that. Get some miles. You're getting paid by the mile. Put down the miles. 3,000 mile loads is how you put miles down on the road. I always thought, and that's I still think that. Trucker Hershey, I thought Tom and Jerry sounds off, but couldn't think of it till you said it. Look, it might be Tom and Jerry's ice cream for all I know. Greetings from Laredo, 98 degrees. That's typical there. Be sure to get some lemonade. As I always say, get the lemonade in Laredo. Anyone ever drove a flatbed Ford through Winslow, Arizona? I've gone by that little statue thing there. They do have a little statue. Cash King Trucking, tip your host, you scallywags. Look, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for that. Where did I go? And I lose my spot always. If 2 trains leave the station at the same time, does the one getting paid household miles get there first? No, he gets there last. That's for sure. He's 300 miles back. Cash King Trucking, I saw an ABF ad that's paying $10,000 sign-up bonus day one. I will tell you, look, an astute viewer sent me an ABF thing where they were communicating with them through some kind of communication device, like a phone or whatever. And they in some of the places they offering a $15,000 day one sign-on bonus, which makes it a true sign-on bonus. That's what that person was writing, saying, look, this is actually a sign-on bonus when you get the bonus when you start. It was for experienced drivers, $15,000 first day. So basically start Monday. I was thinking of doing that, just taking some vacation, start, quit, I go back to work. Nobody's even the wiser. So I wonder how many people do that. But 15, I don't know. He didn't have all the deets on, that means details for you older people. But he didn't know what all the rest of everything was to get that. But 15,000 day one, isn't that incredible? No, I don't think you. I still don't think you should quit even just for that. But I would say ABF probably pays good anyways. Checking in, Charm Lake got stuck in 95s in the DC area again. Great, Alex. DC horrible. Soon to be a state, right? Cash King Trucking, I heard that drive cam can read your mind and tell your horoscope. It's about the only thing it doesn't do. There's going to be a probe on the seat pretty soon. I will say that, and that's going to be incorporated into it as well. Drive naked, that'll show more than they want. Kenneth, well, that's true. I'd have to charge him, right? Hey, you're going to watch me on drive cam. It's $2.95 a minute. I almost missed Roller Wiener Mobile Monday. That would stink, midlife trucker. MG Jackson, El Monterey burrito ship at 10 below zero. Wells Blue Bunny ice cream ships at 20 below zero. El Monterey burritos ship at 100 below zero. I mean, I guess the machine at the store then keeps it at such a cold temperature. We all know this, right? They're super solid. I'm like, how do you get these this cold? You put it in there for breakfast, you'd get the thing out for lunch. People like, can I use the microwave? Oh no, I'm cooking a frozen burrito. I'm going to be another hour. Because there's always three guys standing behind you with their Tupperware, their stuff they brought from home. Trucker Hershey had a light slowed forward this week. That stinks. Stupid shift left about 3 feet empty at the front of the trailer. Made the drives 2,000 over. You know, I will say the company that you're at there needs to get on top of this stuff with the shippers, these lousy shippers, because I know you've had a number of problems with this. That cannot happen, and that, the loads needs to be secured. There'd be no way for you to see this, and it's super dangerous. Considering how much they talk about safety, they need to get on top of that kind of thing there, really. Why would any driver put up with that Omnitrax camera? Well, they're coming to a truck near you. And here, all these accidents here, I found tons more accidents. This is why we get them. And that's true. But I think our chance with that was kind of like when they were tracking everything else. The time was when they first started putting them in. Those drivers should have quit right away. And like they say, younger drivers don't mind the stuff as much as older drivers. Lots of discussion of your Millis transfer video, midlife trucker. Yeah, I mean, this kind of thing, look, this 30%, it's not a great plan. I just don't find it to be a great plan. I could envision a lot of times when you can go over that 30% and have to choose money or safety, and I don't like that. I don't like that from a company. You know who's not discussing with me? Millis, even though I wrote to them. Fred Zeppelin. Oh, maybe do pick up a Beach or Meat company. Nice. Puneet Magnat. Hi, Mark. You're doing a good job for us truckers. Appreciate your efforts. Thank you very much. Hunter Brown. I'm broke cash 2 weeks. Last 2 weeks. What happened? I mean, this is another thing that I would say is good for a guarantee. That's why I like guarantees. A lot of companies do them. It doesn't mean that's all you get, but on weeks where there's problems, you still get your guarantee. Worth having. Worth it. And most times you don't get it, so it's okay. Joan Harper, if you wear it, make it a parrot always. I was going to change that this week, too, and didn't. I couldn't find the logo thing, so I actually went off and did something else. And then I saw other things. I get distracted too easily. Let's see. Chicken paste was a grade A food manufacturing plant. Chicken paste was grade A to a food man. That's gross. I mean, what do they do with this stuff? What are they doing with it? The stuff you delivered, what do they do with it at the plant? Do you not know? Maybe. Sometimes you don't know. 3304 for last week. Yeah, I would like that in one load. That's a great week. I'll tell you that. You're almost doubling my week, by the way. That is a really good week. Paul Harris, sounds like a date at the manhole. Chicken meat getting penetrated. Yeah, I thought that was an interesting choice of words. Well, I have to go to the dump now. I was penetrated. I haul Tina's burritos in Vernon, California. Yeah, are they solidly frozen too? Gear Jammer, I've been home 10 days now because my truck has a bent steer wheel. My company is at war with Ryder over the wheel, enjoying my time off. Are they paying you? And I will say, for the company side of it, if the wheel is bent and you're fighting with somebody, it seems to me, see, this is always the thing. Go put another wheel on it and have the truck making money and then fight with them about it. Rather than, I'll just fight for 10 days. The truck doesn't make any money while it's sitting there. That's what I'm saying about it. But if they're paying you, or you're getting paid, you're all set. You're looking more and more like Burl Ives every week. They're going to be calling me for the movie pretty soon. Trucking with T-Bone. Hey, guys, listen in. Cafe Racer, Mr. Pickles, Fun Time, Abortion Clinic. We'll bring out the kidding, y'all. Oh, yikes. Nice. Let's see where to go. Eating some Viagra before you start driving and driving naked. Yeah, Kelly, look, these kind of things, this kind of camera follows your hands, follows your eye movements. It knows exactly how many seconds you look in each direction, where your hands are. Is changing the radio then? What are they going to say about that? Because your hands are not on the wheel. I don't know. It said, well, we can give our drivers coaching this way. Well, really? Alexander, I mind it. If people are going to watch me like that, then I'm going to flash my tits $25 every time. Hope they enjoy it. Look, send them a bill. You know? Or just like the person behind the high school. Hey, here's your first couple dose, and then after that, it's going to cost you. I mean, it's ridiculous. These kind of things are ridiculous. If they're not, why don't they just hire good drivers? But then here we go, crash after crash after crash. I got a $5,000 sign-up bonus, Columbia George. If I quit or get fired within the first year, I would have had to give it back. It was a stressful year. Right? If you get $15,000 first check, all right, all they can then take is your check. So you quit and they hold a check back. You didn't make $15,000 a week at ABF. That's what I'm saying. All right, so they keep your check. You're still $12,000, $13,000 ahead probably more than that. You just started. I think it's a risk for them, but not bad. And I'm sure they make you sign something. I'll sell them. Okay, go sue me. No idle is okay. In the winter, the trucks have S-bar heaters. Midlife trucker. Yeah, okay. All right, then. I can live with that. In the winter, heater, fine. But you know what? 30% is not satisfactory, especially they're starting this in the summer. And I think all trucks, once it gets a certain temperature, ought to just run. I have a microwave in the truck, Cash King Trucking, but when I'm going to microwave something that might smell bad, I take it in the truck stop and use their microwave. That seems to be everybody in there. Why do people only bring in, I'm microwaving my trout and cabbage dinner my wife cooked a week ago that has been in my truck, unrefrigerated. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. Yeah, stink it up in the truck stop. Right, exactly. I haven't seen an APU that impressed me in Nogales in July. If you close all the curtains and stuff, you can sort of be good in there. I would always bring a fan with me. Bring some kind of small 12-inch fan or whatever that you can sit and plug in. That seems to help. All the folks from the car side giving you dirty looks. Yeah, now it's the travel center. You're in there microwaving your cabbage or whatever. Trucker Hershey load shifted going downhill and on a bridge where it was about jolts you out the seat. Worst part is I called dispatch to say I was going to reweigh it. Weigh station 2 miles later. Oh, well, did you get a ticket? Columbia, with Oregon being a at-will work state, I'm surprised you did not get fired. That's almost every state, though, really. They can just about basically fire you for just about any reason or no reason. Just not the wrong reason. James, 1,200 guarantee here. Yeah, so on weeks where that's good. So on a week where you have a bunch of problems or you're fighting with somebody over a bent wheel, you still get paid. You're going to make at least $1,200. You're like, oh, I don't make $400 because that's the week where the bent wheel and then you're out and all kinds of problems. Guarantee, very good thing to have. John, that's chick paste, prison food, and people with no teeth. All right, I'm in then. My burrito was brought to you by the NHL. Yikes. Sorry, got late pop for a random inspection in Centralia, Illinois. Really? I haven't been inspected in a while. I probably will be. Did you pass it, and did you get a sticker? Because that's what you always want to tell them. Hey, put that sticker up there. Joan Harper Schneider or JB Hunt, tough it out with them for 24 months. Keep your record clean. But then you have to be gone. Not everybody can be gone. Apparently there's a fire at the Chem Tool warehouse in Rockton, Illinois. That should close everything for a while. Cash King Trucking, get a trailer DOT inspection at the shop today. That's do you own that trailer too, or is that their trailer? I don't remember. And so how does that go? Why do companies assume you want to work more than 8 hours a day without getting paid overtime, Mr. Crowley? Well, because people will do it. It's always the thing of companies that they'll pay as little as possible, and they don't have to pay. And if they can get people to do it, they do. Not everybody does that. Like ABF, that has a big sign-on, that's union. I can probably assume they pay overtime. But not everybody does. I would tell them, hey, I'm going to go get overtime somewhere else. That makes a huge difference. If you start working 12 hours a day, all those times of overtime, you're losing hundreds of dollars a week. Most probably won't email back because they got roasted. Roasted, nice. Kelly, well, I will say this, that I gave them an opportunity before I did the video to talk to them. They didn't have any idea about it. I wanted to ask them about it and gave them really almost 3 business days to talk to me at a contact that they have on their website to contact them. So now maybe they won't, but they had an opportunity before that. I wanted to know what their side of it was. If they want to have professional drivers, they need to let you be comfortable on your terms. Slim Shady had a guy walk out on the highway at night on 44. 5 seconds later, I would have splattered him. Ugh. What is he doing? Did he want to walk out there? Dwight, I'm late. Just don't take my roller rainer away. Nice. That's on Saturday night. Yeah, on ticket, Trucker Hershey. They didn't care I had a cat scale weigh ticket and told them the load shift that I was going to reweigh it and get it reworked. $87. The company should certainly pay it. The problem is you get something for that on your record. I don't like it. Alexander, the spinning pinwheel of doom. Not here. Let's see here. And I'm looking okay here, so hopefully. Anyone else drive a 2019 Kenworth? The low beams are horrible. Slim Shady, you probably just have the halogens in it. Tell your company to upgrade to, HID lights or something like that. Company trailer, need a couple tires for doing a DOT while I'm here. Okay, good. So you don't have to pay for it at least. And you can get the sticker on it. Well, no, not from that, right? But at least it gets inspected and some tires. Drivers stay at this company until they retire. It took me years to finally get hired on here. Columbia George. Yeah, you have a great thing going on there. And it's funny that they have a company there that doesn't need drivers. Like they don't need hundreds of drivers all the time. Isn't that amazing? Huh. I wonder what they're doing differently. Oh, right. The drivers get paid well and treated good. Huh. Cassius King Trucking, there was money blowing around on the road at 290 yesterday afternoon. Traffic was definitely slowed down because of it. Years ago, I remember hearing this because I would have traffic on almost all the time when I worked in Chicago doing containers. It was just constant 780 traffic every 10 minutes on the 8s, I think. And I remember hearing about it, and I was on the other side of town. I thought, oh, well, that stinks. As usual, a Brinks truck, money came out of the back. They don't have the doors locked or whatever. How does that work? And everybody, I guess, stopped and was picking money up on the highway. Holy mackerel. I thought, man, I'm at the wrong place. Of course, I would have picked it all up to give it back to the bank, as would be proper. Anyone know of a good tanker job near Sioux Falls, South Dakota? Sioux Falls. Older white guy, never looked to his left. I wonder if he was a ghost. Oh, maybe he wasn't there. Right, I've talked to the wife about that. They're projector beams, no bulbs to change. Really? LED? Then they'd be LEDs, right? Happy Rolling Wiener Monday, Mark. Late but present John McCain is here. Wow, we got a lot of presidents and former, politicians here today. I passed under a sticky, but they held me up for an hour because the troopers didn't understand my permit lets me pull vinegar without placards. Is vinegar placard? Company paid it. Okay, Truck Hershey. And the $300 to the dock that unloaded it and reloaded it different with pallets and for a spacer. Really? Why should they have to pay for it to be loaded properly in the first place? Although that's their problem. Still, I still don't like that kind of stuff goes on your record, and it isn't your fault. I don't like it. I never get fuel bonus because I choose comfort. Kelly, absolutely. Look, it's okay if you want to choose it, but they shouldn't be taking it because you're trying. Really, I don't think they should be taking it because you're trying to be comfortable. And they should certainly reduce it. Oh, we've re-looked at this, especially at a company that said nothing will ever change. Things are changing. Does claiming short-term disability for an illness affect future employment? Kay Hansen. I don't know about that. I think claiming it workman's comp certainly does, even though companies say it doesn't. Short-term, if you go on any of that here, I will tell you this, they make you take a physical before you come back to work. You have to pass a full physical. But I don't know if there's any way for anybody else to find out about that because that's a different kind of thing. If it's short-term disability through the state, that might be more of a problem than short-term disability through an insurance company, like where you pay for it at work, which I do here. I've not used it, but I know a couple of people that have gotten hurt, even outside of work, and go on it. They may get taken physical. The cash blowing around was 20s and 50s. It looked like, I never see a 50. I tried to get some to stick to my grill, but none did. You needed one of the older trucks. You remember this, where you used to have a fan switch. You could turn the fan on and off. Everybody remember that? Click the fan on so you get the suction. I estimate it was probably about $1,000 total blowing around. Oh, well, I, of course, would stop to hand it back to the owner, naturally. GP Transco is here. Good afternoon. Dwight, my mother named me after the greatest Republican president, Dwight D. Eisenhower. All right. The founder of the interstate system, right? All the reason we all are working. GP Transco is here today. So now 60 cents a mile base. All right. 90 grand. I'm liking it. That's the way I like it. Let's see, where did I go? Getting stuck, getting truck fixed in Sheridan, Wyoming. Ken, water separator leaking air. Second breakdown is many weeks. Time to take the old mule back out and shoot it. Yeah, if you own it, maybe time to get another one. And if not, I hope you get a guarantee. Another one of these guarantee reasons. Just something like this where it can be a longer repair. And so you need a guarantee. Molar pure and undiluted vinegar is acetic acid and needs a placard. Really? Pure and undiluted. Is that what it says on the bottle? I can imagine that. Pure and undiluted. It can, see, companies will blackball you unless it's private insurance, Kelly. That's what I'm thinking too, right? So if it's like through work, private, where they're paying it, one thing, but you go through the state on disability, that could be another thing. And there'll be, but companies will never admit this, never. Even though we know that all happens. What's in the corner behind you to your right and left? Looks like an angel. Yeah, the wife has a bunch of tchotchkes of different things, angels and all kinds of stuff that are all around the house that she collects. Yep. State trooper tried to give me a ticket for no New York hut sticker, even though I explained to him that I have it in an email form until the company sent me the real one. Did you still get the ticket? Vinegar is an acid. Sweet. Hey, Concrete Cowboys here. Howdy, Alexandra. When are you starting a tanker division? When are you going to start a tanker division at GP Transco? Did anyone hear about the 2 drivers found deceased on the shoulder? Okay, so 2 drivers. I do have this. Where did it go to? I wrote that down. So 2 drivers are found dead in the semi on the side of the road. So apparently police went up to a truck that's just parked on the shoulder, and the 2 people in it were dead. And they have no suspects. They said there's no criminal activity going on, so, or no danger to the public. They wouldn't release any more information. So I thought, I don't know, carbon monoxide maybe, or one killed one and then killed themselves. They still wouldn't need a suspect or anything. I don't know. But that's what they said. Craziest thing. Cassius King, you have a fan switch in your 2016? Really? Is that a factory switch? I haven't seen that, I don't know how long. Decades was the last actual switch where you could turn the fan on and off. You should have flicked that switch on to get that fan turning, and you'd get that suction and the bills would stick onto the grill. Always got to be thinking ahead. I had no idea that there were still fan switches available in trucks, to be honest with you. Let's see. My personal experience has taught me otherwise about disability. Yeah, I totally believe it, right. We are not, at least not planning on it at this time at GP Transco. You're not going to start a tanker? Let's get some teal tankers. The teal tankers. Oh, that's not bad. Are there any companies that you recommend that are based in Colorado? Oh, how about Western? No, not Western. We're on I-80, somewhere in South Dakota, from what I remember here. South Dakota. I don't exactly know where, but it was just the weirdest thing. I'm reading this and thinking, how does this happen? But I don't know, it wouldn't be natural cause because you wouldn't both drop dead at the same time, it would seem like. So I either think one person kills one and then kills themselves, or there's some kind of truck issue and they were gassed to death by the truck, basically. That's what I think. But it was on the side of the road, but you know what? I see that all the time. Maybe they stop because, there's we smell something or whatever, and then let's just sleep here. I don't know. Can't be no guarantee, but they pay your hotel stays and $100 a day. That's something. I'd rather have a guarantee. Like, say you had, like, this other person is $1,200. That's better. That's, that'd be better than, you're going to get that every day. But look, I'll take a hotel and $100, I guess. I still think you should get at least a day's pay for any day that you're off that isn't your fault. The bottled stuff is usually only like 5% vinegar. It's a very strong acid. Oh, I had no idea, to be honest with you. All right, so 100% vinegar is so strong that it has to be placarded. Oh, that's interesting. Is there a special number just for vinegar? I doubt it. Trying to upgrade from training. First need to apply for a TWIC. Really? But training truck always running and TWIC appointments are 3 weeks out. Do you need a TWIC for what you're doing? I mean, otherwise get it later. Heartland for tanker in Sioux Falls. That's why, that's the way. Let's see here. Where did I go off to? Oh, Roderick Williams. So what do you think about Quality Carriers being acquired by CSX Transportation? I don't really know anything about that. Quality Carriers was acquired by CSX. That I do not have on this long page of things that I've written down today. Was that recent? And is anybody working either of those places? CSX is buying up a lot of stuff then. You should check up. He ended up calling back and I did not get the ticket. Oh, good. Ryan, you should check out Greater Omaha Express out of Omaha. We go to Denver all the time. Huh? Yeah, get it on the other way. 100% paid health care. That's good. That's worth a lot. That's worth several $100 a week at a lot of places. Most trucks I find broke down to the road are Volvos, followed by Castradias. Well, yeah, but do you find people in them? I mean, it's just so weird that something like that would happen. What's the best roller grill? Well, that's a tough call. Depends on what kind of wiener you like. Does wife make cabbage rolls? Cabbage rolls don't stink in microwave. The wife does make cabbage rolls here, being from Polish descent. So, unfortunately, we get a lot of that kind of stuff. Whether it was dead man and woman or a training truck. It didn't say in the article that I read. It didn't even give the sex of each person. 2 drivers, it said. So, I don't know. It could be 2 of either or whatever. It didn't say and what their relationship was. Did they train? Was one a hitchhiker? It didn't actually say. I mean, it could be a lot of different scenarios. I don't know. Just that they were parked on the shoulder. So it's not like it was somebody shot them while they're driving or anything. Parked on the shoulder of the road, dead. Both of them dead. And not looking for anybody. So the police, whatever happened only in that truck between the 2 of them. Alexander, love hauling tanks when given the opportunity. I only did a very limited period of time. Just in Chicago, basically. A drop and hook tank. And with food grade orange juice. So, I don't know. It might not be bad on the road. Eisenhower spinning in his grave at the condition of his interstates. No doubt. No doubt about that. They got a lot of tanker competition in Joliet. Down that stretch of U.S., there's a dozen tanker companies that pull product out of the railroads. Oh, well, hey, there's whenever there's competition, there's a lot of opportunity, I think. So we can't ever be worried about competition. This is where the work is. Right. That's what I think. Jump right in there. The water's nice. Cash King Trucking. Yeah, factory switch. Saves fuel wood in the hills. I can run the fan on the downhill to prepare if there's another hill ahead. That's really something. Do we just not order those? If you have a factory switch, we've had Cascadies for a long time, and I haven't seen a switch forever in the trucks. Forever. I agree. Call my boss. Yeah, tell him, look, hey, what are we doing here? Oh, GP Transco. Can we do a giveaway today? 24 hot dog roller grill with 9 rollers and a sneeze guard. Would anybody like a roller grill, whatever that is? That's really something. We can do that. John's farts can be deadly. Oh, wait, maybe they had some of those burritos cooking in there. I mean, it's possible there was some kind of fire, although they didn't say that. I-80 in South Dakota, I guess it's been a while since Mark has done Over the Road. This could be a different thing. Look, it's 2 people in South Dakota. That's what it said. It didn't actually give that interstate, and that I got to assume that there's still the same 2 people. There can't be 4 people that have been found dead. All I'm saying is the article I read, 2 people found on the shoulder of an interstate. That's what it said in South Dakota. Trucking with Diabetes. Hello from other channel. Trucking with Diabetes is here today. All right, it's good to see you. People should check out Trucking with Diabetes, to be honest with you, especially if you're headed that way. He's live every 10 minutes on both channels, really. So every 5 minutes on one and then 5 on, the other way, back and forth. Maybe they both ate chili the day before. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, too. Quality Carriers is the largest bulk tanker company in the United States. Mark, is there any way you get a chance you could check out CDN Logistics? Sounds like Canadian Logistics. They got PTO starting day 1 and talk about them and tell people what you think of them. What do I think about them? Do they do the United States too? Free health insurance at UPS, that's true. A lot of these union carriers, they do advertise that. I know Holland always says that in their ads, free health care for the driver. Depending where you are, it can be worth a lot of money. I mean, we're close to $75 a week here for health insurance, which I think is pretty good compared to what people write to me. And so, but that's still, close to $4,000 a year out of your pocket that you're saving. All beef dogs from Love's are my favorite. Yeah, beef franks are plump when you cook them. DOT physical coming up, so I'm having to wait. Oh, yeah, got to keep it. The last few weeks of that, got to do the clean green stuff before that, right? Yeah. I'm getting ready to do flatbedding, moving from drive-in. Really? How come? What's the best way to do it without resigning from my company in case I don't like flatbedding? I was thinking FMLA. No, you don't want to FMLA them because that can get on, to some kind of thing too. So just depart on good terms if you want to do that. I always say burn your bridges, so never look back, but most people don't like doing that. But just resign on good terms. Say, look, I'm going to go try this out, and maybe I can come back, but just something I want to do. Talk to the boss. Although some of them don't care, they'll fire you on the spot. Same with household hydrogen peroxide. It's 3%. Industrial's 45. It will melt the skin off you. Yikes. A roller grill giveaway. Always good to have a wiener at the ready. Always have your wiener ready. What do these companies do with these trucks that people die in? There's a man missing as well that just walked away from his truck. Yeah, we get some of these. You'll see some of those people missing or whatever. And we had a driver dying a number of years ago in a truck. And what did they do with it? They just assigned it to the next driver. So, and that was a sleeper. They didn't give it to me, so I don't know what they do with the mattress. I think you should get a new mattress anyway. But what do they do with them? They just assign them. I mean, look, honestly, as long as it wasn't the truck that killed somebody, it wouldn't really bother me. So I do think it would bother some people if they knew about it. I think that they should at least take the chalk off the truck on the end, off the mattress where there's a body, and the tape, the yellow tape. They should take that off of it. But a good day. What's the topic this Monday? Dead bodies in trucks. I-80 doesn't run through South Dakota. Yes, that's true, Alexandra. That is true. I just was going by this, and there you go. 90 goes through Montana and South Dakota. On Tuesday, I got a ticket for idling my truck in California. My truck needs to run for my pump to work. Well, see, all right, so the ticket is just the officer's opinion of what happened, right? So you would have to go. I do think California actually has an exemption if you need to run the engine to run an accessory. But you're going to have to go to court and explain it to the judge and say, look, this is the deal. I think you can do them by a proclamation, which they call it, which would be in the mail. I would go in person, personally, to get the ticket off of my record. Maybe call the officer or a supervisor and say, look, his sergeant, and say, look, I got to run my truck. You shouldn't give me this ticket. See if they'll do it that way. Otherwise, you're going to have to go. You're going to have to go in. Coworker ripped his tendon climbing on the truck. Yikes. See, that's workman's comp right there. And I wouldn't feel bad about filing workman's comp for something that's legitimate. Caveman Gaming. Nice. Getting loaded in Kansas, Missouri. See you on Star Trek Online. My truck is an ex-Halberline truck from Superior. Huh. They get a lot of options on their trucks. Oh, okay. Cash King. Really? Ex-Halberline's truck. Is it still yellow like that? Didn't have that yellow stripe? Joe Ritchie's here. Hello to all from Holland Enterprises in North Dakota. Hope your day is going well. Holland Enterprises. Everybody has to eat, right? Everybody's got to eat. They did say for all you owner-operators and companies out there that freight is going to be up through 2022. They said that the logistics supply chain is not going to be caught up until mid-2022. So that's good news for everybody. That'll keep the rates high. There'll be a lot of miles for drivers. Should I take US 15 or 81 from Lancaster to Finger Lakes? Well, who's out there to think about that? Creature 937. Yeah, but if you're given free health care, but it's a coverage good, that's the question. That's the true, even if you're paying for it. Is the coverage good? I always encourage people to do that. If you've got some kind of problem, or your family member or whatever has a problem, be sure to drill down with the company on their health care. Will it cover what you need it to cover? Yeah, because if it's free and it doesn't cover anything, it doesn't do you any good. And even if it costs you and it doesn't cover anything, you're just wasting your money. So absolutely, that can be a huge deal. Cassius King makes so many vids where does he find the time to drive? Yeah, I don't know. He must have some kind of organization behind him, backing him up on that. John Harper. Someone dies in truck, the mattress is replaced. I wouldn't say that's the law. And the truck is put back on the road. I know this from experience. I wouldn't guess that the mattress is replaced unless they have to replace it at some places. My company offered to pay it, but I'm going to fight it in court. Oh, flat highway. Oh, don't accept it. You're going to have to fight it. Yeah, no way should they pay it because, heck, then we've got a ticket on your record. Even if it's not a moving ticket, I wouldn't want it on my record. This isn't right. Cash is King truck. I saw a UPS freight truck with the T4 stickers on it. Oh, they're doing the stickers already? Nice. I wonder what that driver thinks about that. I haven't seen one of those new ones yet, the new sticker. I'm excited. My 2 years over the road, over with in July. Finally going to local hourly. You, all right. Join the local gang over wherever you are there and get paid for all your time. Joe Ritchie, we pay the driver's insurance for 2 years of employment. It's not day one, but it's Blue Cross, right? And it's good coverage. Yeah, that's right. At Holland, after 2 years, you get free health care for the driver. So that saves some money. But it's always, the health care is always, does it suit what you need it to do? Because each company's got a different program. What do you need it to do? Cash is King Trucking. Always get a new mattress. They sell foam mattresses at the Petro for $200. I agree. I think a company driver should be provided a new mattress since it's their truck. But certainly, absolutely, get a new mattress. You don't know what's been going on in that mattress. You have no idea. Someone dies in your truck, you put a skull and crossbones on the side. That truck, they put two of them on there. Where those two people were found. If you mix hydrogen peroxide and sulfuric acid together, you get a mixture that can make anything organic disappear like it never existed. Oh, that's awesome. Do you need to lie with that? Other route to Finger Lakes is good, but both of them are about the same. I'm always on the interstate program, certainly. Let's see here. Oh, what do I have here today? Right. Oh, right. This one look at this in your face. Right? How about that? In your face. In your face. That cat wants to know about the lie program, too. It's probably lying right now. Like on a floor. What is better than Holland, Yellow, ABF, Dayton Freight, Saya, R&L, Carriers, Old Dominion? What part of trucking has better benefits? Well, those are pretty good. Each of those are different. Like Holland, at least they do overtime and stuff. Saya, I don't know if they do it. Old Dominion does it after like 55 hours. Each one's a little different. But all these places at least are going to pay for your time. Cheeseman replaces the mattress after every driver. Premium thick mattress, midlife truck. Yeah, that's good. I mean, if you're going to sleep in the truck on a mattress, would anybody buy a used mattress? That's my question. It's one of those things you buy new. Swimsuits, underbreeches, mattresses, that kind of stuff. Those you buy new. You'd have to be pretty desperate to get used ones. You can still see the UPS logo under the sticker. Oh, so they just put a sticker over it? The truck, it still screams UPS when the driver comes out of regular jeans. You're like, what happened to this guy? So all they did literally is put stickers over the UPS logos on the trunk. U.S. versus interstate. Sometimes the U.S. route is shorter, but going through the town, speed limits and speed traps will slow you down. That's true, too. And there's less place to park. Kind of brings a new meaning to the term coffin sleeper. Too soon. That was too soon on that one. Coffin sleeper. You should fight it. Look, you're going to win. I think you'll win it. I think so. Joan Harper. Yeah, look at that cat, a white cat. The best health insurance is exercise and a good diet. That's true. That's true. But you can have problems. Can't do that if you work 14 hours a day. Oh, I agree. People need to take some time out of their day to go run or lift weights. You should. And 14 hours a day, no matter if you're gone or, right, what am I thinking of? Right, if you're gone or if you're home and you work 14 hours a day and have a super long commute, I think that's a problem too. What's the point of being home, working 14 hours a day and commuting 2 hours? There's no kind of job. I mean, what the heck? And you can't do any exercise or whatever. But some stuff just happens to people. Like a friend of mine has his appendix out or whatever. I don't think that there's any kind of exercise for that. I think it's just a problem. T4 sticker was only on the truck. Trailer still said UPS. They might be pulling. Well, heck, I saw a U.S. Express pulling a couple of UPS trailers just the other day. I'm like, oh, these guys have doubles endorsements over there? So who knows what those people are doing. The Trucking, Transport Topics, that's what TT, right? I don't even know what I'm even writing down. Did a little article and where they said, look, companies and drivers are really saying how much they love this new technology that's in trucks. And so who do they interview for the article? 3 executives at companies and no drivers. Although one guy drove for 10 months in the 95 to 96, right in there. So that's pretty awesome. And they all said drivers love the new technology. They realize, I guess because we were too stupid to figure it out initially, we now realize that it makes us so much safer. Isn't that awesome? And that we love all the adaptive cruise and all that. I'll tell you what, adaptive cruise on these trucks has got to be the dumbest thing. I've never had a truck where it works right. It goes off on signs, corners, badgers that are on the side of the road, just randomly hits the brakes. It's completely useless. That's why I'd like to be a button to turn it off, because that's got to be the worst thing. They didn't interview any drivers, just 3 executives. Only one had driving and 10 months experience in 95. Pretty good. So none of them have really actually driven with the technology. In 95, we didn't have any of that. It was still CBs. Unspec matters with UV lamp. Oh no! Look, I don't want to find anything in the truck. All right, I want to throw the mattress out. Joan Harper, yes, she had to head out the door. Some people buy used underwear as part of a fetish. Well, all right. Well, we'll give them that. Look, if that's something that you want to do, okay. But normally, I think just for like day-to-day use, they don't even want you donating used underwear to the homeless shelter. Okay, it actually says here, because there's a homeless shelter downtown, Lafayette Urban Ministry, right? New, unopened underwear. So you can't even donate it. So I just passed a UPS truck with the T4 sticker up here in the Petro in Oak Grove. So they're just like handed stickers out to everybody. Johnny on the flip side, I like that. That sounds like a good morning radio host. How about if it's brutal murder in the truck? The company should definitely get rid of it. Well, let me ask you. Why? I mean, let's think about this. Truck's expensive. 150, 200 grand. Why should they get rid of it? I mean, seriously, it's expensive. So they should lose 20, 40, $80,000 on the truck. I don't think so. Let's just clean it out and give it to the next person. You know, clean the whole truck inside out or whatever. Truckerpanties.com. Does somebody have that? Oh my God, somebody's got to GoDaddy that. Saw Variant pulled 3 trucks piggyback the other day. Really? Of their own trucks? Only one driver has ever written to me with a picture of their Variant truck. So there is one Variant driver that listens, and I don't know if they're on today. But they actually have a Variant logoed truck. So pretty nice looking. Adaptive cruise is good when I need to go to the fridge and get a drink. Company can watch truck. That's true. Plus with the steering assist now, which my truck has too, it'll hold itself in the lines. It starts beeping at you, but it'll hold itself in the lines, partly. You could probably get something out of the fridge in the back. Planning using my company's pump training video in court. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think you're going to have to do all that, to be honest with you. And I don't know if the judge is going to take time to watch a pump training video. They're usually in and out on that kind of stuff. Say, look, it's the law. Here's the law. Here's why I get to run the truck. The officer's wrong. What's going to happen? Probably he's not going to show up. You're going to go in and you're just going to get off it anyway. Alexander, people certainly don't want to come in after me and use my mattress, and that's not going to be great for them. Well, that'd be anybody, though, really. You or anybody else. I wouldn't want to go in and be sleeping on a mattress. You don't know literally what's been going on in there. So I think a new mattress is, the thing we need to get going on there. And it does cost companies money. I understand that, but that's kind of a part of doing business. Nobody at the company that works in the office or anything buys used mattresses for themselves. So. Yeah, CVSA Safe Drivers take place July 11 to 17. Yes, Safe Driver Week is coming up soon. Work for the world's largest pork producer. We have super good health insurance, and it's super cheap. $400 deductible. That's awesome. I mean, as long as it covers everything, though. Fuse 63 and 81 in Cascadia will fix the automatic brake system. Huh, really? Do those count left to right or up down? No, you think about collision system, not adaptive cruise. The adaptive cruise slows down to match the speed of the car you're approaching. All right, collision mitigation, right, system, CMS. Adaptive cruise, right. That not great either, depending. At least that keeps it 3.6 seconds behind. Correct, right. The adaptive cruise does that. Collision mitigation is where the brakes just slam on. Love it. A lot of companies claim to have higher pay. Some have astronomical sign-on bonuses, like this ABF thing. But this seems to be the bait to reel people in. Yeah, it does, but why is ABF rolling a $15,000 sign-on bonus out? It would seem like they wouldn't need to go get people. It seems like. If people are thinking, I want to get a local job in my area, and, ABF is hiring, or, Joe Schmo Trucking LLC 3 is also hiring. It seems like, who are you going to go work for? A Canadian tanker yanker, hello, what's going on? Kenneth had adaptive cruise and auto brake turned off. I'm trying to get somewhere, not follow the leader. Truck runs 74. Yeah, for you, it wouldn't do any good. You'd forever slowing down. George Wilson, when my new bed was delivered at home, the driver told me Illinois state law that all used mattresses must be destroyed in the shredder. Really? Probably in Illinois to destroy a bunch of evidence. GP Transco, we'll be speaking about driver pay and fair treatment of drivers on a panel at the CCJ Symposium in Alabama this August, in case anyone was planning on being there. Oh, they didn't invite me. I missed my invite to go there and speak. Dang it. I didn't even know about it, to be honest with you. Chicken paste, I think dog or cat food off McDonald's food. Or McDonald's food. Really? Truck with T-bone. Not pulling variant trucks. They were blue. Oh, they were pulling other trucks? Oh, so the variant truck, though, was probably the first truck that's, actually the last truck that would be delivered. They stacked these up. That's probably what happened. That driver is not a variant driver then. So that driver is going to deliver these other trucks and then go to wherever variant goes and then catch a flight back. Yeah. Some states like Tennessee, if the cop doesn't show you, you got to come back a second time before they throw it out. Oh, that stinks. I mean, I would say, look, I want to have my time in court now. If he didn't do that, if that's the case there, that's hardly fair. Because if you don't show, do they give the second chance to you? Imagine someone getting out of the seat to get something out of our fridge and driver-facing camera, Trucker Hershey. I will say that in the past, long past, I may have gone back there to get a map or whatever that I've forgotten, which you don't have to do anymore. On a stretch of road where the truck's not going to go anywhere, you're like, oh, because I'm looking at the map back there, and then I go to drive and like, oh, I don't have my map, because I always have the map in the passenger seat when we used to have a map. I may have gone to get it. On the cruise control, don't recommend that. GP Transco, that should be interesting. You should stream it live. Oh, they may not allow you to stream that. No one needs a hanky pinky mistress. You don't want, look, used, do not do used. That's where my family's located. Taking any drivers for that? Yeah. GP Transco, take a driver down. Take one of your drivers down there. If you took a black light to my mattress, it would look like the universe. That's the problem, right? My company will buy a mattress even if it gets worn down, usually at least a year. If you don't say anything, but just tell you to, and they'll go order it. That's not a bad idea. Once it starts to get worn down, you should be able to go in and they go, all right, we'll get another one. Now, not every week or whatever, but certainly every, or in a reasonable time. Because it's their truck, and so the bet's part of their deal. Dollar General insurance on day one. Blue Cross of Tennessee, amazing for the cost. Blue Cross of Alabama, not so good. Rich, yeah, you got to actually look into it and say, all right, what exactly does this cover? All right, so I have 12 kinds of, problems, and I need all these things covered. So it just matters. I saw your video on Mills Transfer was bought by Heartland Express. Yes, I think they're still, Millis is, did you know that they are still Millis, but they were bought by Heartland? Yes. Mm-hmm. If the ABS light on the truck comes on, you need a wheel sensor. Okay. ABS light. Hello, Mark. Our company's cracking down on drivers who have multiple jobs in a short period of time. Worried about trying to get on in another job. Well, it seems like you can have a few jobs in 2-3 jobs in over 2 or 3 years, which shouldn't be a problem. And I know there's a lot of people on YouTube that are change jobs every 6 weeks, and they seem to get new jobs. So find a company that you like, though, and stay there. Go talk to the drivers. Wherever they run, go sit at a truck stop for a day and go find their drivers when they come in there and go talk to them and say, what do you think? That's the best way to find out about a company, really. Just go talk to drivers that you find in the wild and ask them what they think. If every one of them hates the place and they're all getting ready to quit, that's a problem. Speaking of a mattress, I don't think that Walmart Transportation was throwing the mattress away in those trucks that were infested. No, I mean, they couldn't. Look, when you got a slip seat, a sleeper, like they do at Walmart for some drivers, what do you do about that? I mean, that's a real problem. Bill Gates has a potato farm in Idaho that has farm supplies, that supplies farms with McDonald's with French fries. That sounds fair to me. I know they buy them from one place. Gotta love slip seating sleeper trucks. I would never slip seat a sleeper. It's one of my big problems with Walmart. There's no way I'm going to slip seat that sleeper truck. I'm just not doing it. If I got to be out on the road the whole week, I need my own truck. Had my truck slammed the brakes on, was in a slight left curve in the right lane, with entrance ramp on my right and pickup on the shoulder. So basically, truck was 2 lanes over. Yes, but it doesn't realize that. That's the thing. The truck can't think enough. That part of the truck should be turned off. It shouldn't even be allowed. It's unsafe. Where's Ralph Nader on this? It's unsafe at any speed. I don't care what the mattress looks like. I put a blow-up twin airbed mattress on top of it anyway, Roger Penske. Well, you still don't know. You still don't know what's down there. So I'd still like a new mattress on there, kind of. Don't do 1099 if you aren't buying the truck. Absolutely. Right. Because then you are an employee. You're being misclassified. I totally agree. George Wilson, listen to Mark. People, he has your best interest at heart. I try to. Be safe, be positive, and keep a clean record, and stop giving into mega carrier abuse. Stop giving in abuse at any of these places, like this stupid Omnitrax that's going to track your hand movements and stuff. The only way to stop that is to just not tolerate it. It's the only way. Once a company goes, oh, we're going to put all this in the driver's like, well, okay, I guess we'll just do whatever. Then they get to do it. And once it's in all these trucks, like all these cameras coming in, there's nothing we can do about it now. We can't get rid of it. Our chance has gone away. It's disappointing. I'm super disappointed by it, really. Let's see. What about this crash on I-70 in Indiana a few days ago? So this driver, his truck broke down, they said, and this was near Indianapolis. He was on the shoulder partially, but partially in the driven lane of traffic at night, with no lights. I don't know how that happens, but I guess he had no lights, and he was walking behind the truck to put triangles out, probably 2 feet behind the truck, and here comes another truck down the lane, didn't see him, brings it right over into the fast lane, as drivers call it. Well, there was a truck there already, so, because we didn't leave ourselves an out, so that driver, they ditch it, everybody's sliding everywhere, the driver with the triangles gets run over, the truck on the shoulder and in the driving lane gets slammed into, and a driver dies. The guy that got run over is dead. Holy mackerel. Holy mackerel. This kind of thing, ridiculous. So somebody's dead because of, that. Oh my gosh. Maybe we need to get flares back on the truck. That wouldn't have hurt right there. No, I'm hungry for fries. Is there a blow up in there that you're sleeping on? My company been recruiting Schneider bulk drivers in Chicago. Schneider threatened to sue. Yeah, that's what these companies do. How are they recruiting these Schneider drivers? Directly? And I don't know that that's illegal. I mean, they can go to people and ask them to come and work wherever they want, But when a big place like Schneider, then the company probably backs off. Mr. Crowley. This possibly Sam. This guy on YouTube says 1099 is the best way to go because you have all these deductions. Not really. But he can't name any since his employers aren't buying his trucks. Right, look, his employees aren't buying the trucks. You don't really get any deductions as a 1099 above your standard deduction. So what are you filing, a Schedule C for that? You can't take the mileage off because it isn't your truck. You can't take off fuel if you're not paying for the fuel. You can't take off, all that kind of stuff. He's probably trying to do the per diem, but you have a tough time with that if you get an audit. You can just take it. It'll just give you the per diem. You just take it off of there. You get an audit in a few years to go, hey, why don't you come in and talk to us about this? How do you explain that? Well, do you own the truck? No. Do you buy the fuel? No. Do you dispatch yourself? No. I mean, you're an employee. So if they later remember, if they say, okay, you don't get to take this deduction, you're going to pay all the tax on it. So that's a real problem. And for 60 cents, what I was talking about this weekend, there's no way it's worth it. You can go get a job for 60 cents and have be an employee and have all your benefits. It's at 60 cents right there. Okay. And be a full employee, insurance, vacation, all that stuff, and not have to worry about anything. So there's no way for 60 cents that's even close to being worth it. I would only partially understand it if he was like, okay, it's 85 cents. And, then I'm like, all right, well, I get it. Maybe. I still wouldn't recommend it. But for 60 cents, no way. You can go get 60 cents. That's a few cents more than a lot of places. And that's, the high end of trucking right now. So no way. And you have nothing to claim if you're local. Well, exactly. I mean, you have even less to claim as a local 1099. Are there those kind of jobs too? Who's local 1099? What a horrible place. That would have to pay, I don't know, $40 an hour probably would be what I would consider to make it even worthwhile locally to be 1099, because now I'm seeing these jobs creep in the $30 range locally and just advertised jobs. I'm seeing $30+ an hour local plus overtime on a lot of them. So to make up the difference of 1099 with no unemployment, it should be $40 an hour locally. Well, then maybe, 50 hours is $2,000. Of course, they probably won't give you overtime, so you're still at $2,000. That's a problem because you're independent. You don't get overtime. No way. It's just not worth it. Midlife trucker, I've been recruiting Millis drivers to Cheeseman. Very lucrative recruiting bonus. A lot of places have $3,000-$4,000 recruiting bonuses, and I get it. If you like your place and it's a good place, bring people in there. You're helping them and helping yourself. Absolutely. I think it's a great idea. I just don't do it here because it keeps them out of everything. I don't want any part of. I just don't do it. I don't want any part of it here. What happened to Allie the cat? A lady trucker. Always 2 to 3 cats in the cab. I think she drove for Jim Palmer. I don't even know who that is. Although I think that's pretty awesome. Ooh, 3 cats in the truck. I can't imagine that. To use the Qualcomm where our office is at, the recruiter sits in a driver's lounge talking to them. Really? That's awesome. Joe Ritchie, tip your host and show appreciation. Goodness. Holy mackerel. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Joe Ritchie from Holland Enterprises. Thank you for that. Checking in to get some education. Well, you'll be the one giving it, but Scottish Trucker Tommy, who has a channel here on YouTube, you should check out. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. People need to do the math and think about their taxable income at the end of the year. You know, what matters is what you take home, not what you make. You know, and because some people write to me, well, what am I going to net there? Well, I don't know. It depends on your situation. You know, I have to claim the cat almost as a dependent due to the amount of food that she goes through and litter. But it just depends on your situation. People that have 9 kids or whatever get to take home more money. What matters is what you keep at the end of the year. If you go get it audited and have a problem with this, no way. $5,000 for me, $3,000 for the driver. That's pretty good. $5,000. How long do they have to stay there for you to collect $5,000? IDI Ford V8. Nice. Mark, it's hot. Won't get to stay long. Everybody have a great day. Stay cool. All right. Thank you very much. It's been warm out. She slipped off the step from cat poop. Really? Yeah. Schneider Tanker Division has to be the worst in the country. A friend went there training in Houston and said they're beyond unorganized. Now I see why 65% of them quit. They do advertise around a lot, and they advertise close to $90,000, at least in their ads. I think they're showing $89,000 or something like that in Indianapolis. I always wondered about that at a large carrier like that, you know, like super large. Are they throwing $90,000 at everybody and they got this gigantic carrier? I don't know. It's expected to get 123 in Needles, California. Yikes. That's super hot. Didn't I just see an ad for GP Transco at 60 cents a mile? Yeah, right here, as a matter of fact. That's what I'm saying. You can get 60 cents and be an employee at a carrier and not have to worry about all that, have withholding, unemployment, health insurance, vacation, right? All the good things that employees get. So for 60 cents, there's absolutely 0 point in being 1099. I can at least understand it for drivers that are doing 90 cents, 80 cents. Then I'm like, all right, you're getting way more to make up because the company saves all that money. They don't have to pay your Social Security. They don't have to pay unemployment. They don't have to pay workman's comp. Drivers cost a lot of money. Employees are very expensive. Any company will tell you that employees cost a lot more than the 60 cents a mile they get. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff for costs, certainly. Kenworth Rider, good afternoon, Mark. Well, good afternoon. Yeah, 60 with the camera up, 50 without. That's true, Trucker Hirsch. Correct, right. But 60 cents base, right, at GP Transco. So I'm saying that's what this person was offering, $10.99. Not worth it. Not anywhere near worth it. Midnight Trucker, oh, you get paid the bonus of 2, 4, 6, 9, and 12 months. Okay. Hey, so you got to keep that person there for a while. Mr. Crowley found a flat tire doing my pre-trip, currently waiting for the road service. Oh, I hate that. Right. I come in and some drivers left me a flat tire. Brilliant. Because why? Because they don't care. So they hook and book. They drop it, and they know they're not taking it anywhere else. Oh, the next driver will figure it out, except there's nobody there when I come in. So then I got to do the same thing. I go down and go back to the gas station, though. I'll get us something to drink and come back. Dope Law, tip your house. Goodness. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate that from you. They have teal construction cranes in Georgia. Hey, is GP Transco running construction cranes? They should trademark that color. Prime has a terminal in Denver, if that helps. They do. When will GP Transco open up local positions? I don't know. GP Transco is on here, and sometimes they come and go, but they, from what I understand, they only have a few of them there in the Chicago area, Joliet, right? And it depends on when they need somebody. And I know there's been somebody trying to get on locally, so they don't have a lot of local positions. But I will tell you this. Wherever you live, if you live near a large city, a lot of carriers have local positions that they don't advertise for. So go look. Bar None is running an ad in Indianapolis, they are advertising. for local drivers, day cab local drivers home every day. I think that's interesting. You get a large carrier, but you're home every day running a bar none day cab around town. And a lot of these places do that so that they can get their road drivers their loads delivered if the driver doesn't have time to do it or whatever. Check into all these large carriers. A lot of people do really good at a large carrier, getting hourly pay plus overtime delivering this local stuff. Well worth calling, everybody. If GP Transco did tankers, they should haul Pepto-Bismol because the teal and pink are complementary. They have to get the color chart out. Oh, let's see. What goes with this color? I'm not sure. Prime Terminal in Denver is nothing more than a drop yard, unless they upgraded it. But if you can drop, can you work there? Is that a place to park the truck? Not everybody has a place or wants a place to park the truck. I certainly don't want to take the truck with me. Kelly, keep it up. Thank you very much. I will. I'm going to try to anyway. I always recommend letting the truck go back to the terminal when you're off. I just don't want the responsibility of it. They're super expensive. Some of them are like more than $50,000. No, but seriously, they can take it, and then when you're home, they can do work on it. They can do service and stuff. You don't have to take your road time out to do all that stuff. And they maintain it, and they watch it while you're gone. I would just leave a car at the terminal and drive that home. I think that's better. Jeff, what's going on with drivers coming off the shoulder from a dead stop? Hey, that happened to me Friday. I'm like, with this driver, I'm seeing a driver. I'm like, oh, that guy. And he just starts cruising out. He's going at least 7 miles an hour. Oh, I think I'll put my blinkers on. What are we doing? Get with the program. Like, not even paying attention. I saw some cars back there just had to move right over. It doesn't make any sense. I can't beat that. Oh, that's good. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I hate it when they leave my warp drive cold. Exactly. You always leave that warmed up. You never know when you're going to need it. We did raise our pay last week as well for company drivers. Our new pay takes an over-the-road guy $83,000 to $100,000 plus on W-2 employees. The longer you stay out, the more you make. Oh, that's awesome. And as always, I always say at Holland, everybody has to eat. The whole country, no matter how bad it gets, no matter how good it gets, everybody's got to eat. And that does matter when it comes down to times like this. Absolutely. It's going to get so hot here in Phoenix in the afternoon all week that Sky Harbor Airport will close. Really? Well, no lift? Can't get enough lift in the hot air? Holy mackerel. Those local positions are always going to be offered to drivers that want off the road. George Wilson. Well, I'll tell you, bar none's advertising this. If drivers wanted off the road and wanted those jobs, they could get them, it would seem like. They're running an ad. I saw their ad. I'm like, bar none, local drivers? Yes. So, not everybody wants to come off the road. Some people think they make more. And sometimes they do. And some people just want to be on the road. They don't want to do a bunch of local delivery stuff, every day for a company because it's certainly more work. So it's not for everybody. Just like the road is not for everybody. Tanker's not for everybody. Flatbed, it just depends what you want to do. So they just don't have enough to do it. And they were running an ad. I don't know how many they wanted. It didn't say. But at least enough where they're putting an ad out for it to get a local driver there. I thought it was pretty interesting. You should get all the benefits of all the road drivers, like the same insurance and all that stuff, and be back every day. Now, you'd have to ask them, and that's what I think you should ask on local jobs, how many hours a day do I have to work? Because if it's 14 hours a day, forget it. And you live, an hour away from Indianapolis, I don't think that's worth it at all. It's not worth it no matter what it pays. You might as well be on the road. You do a lot less work. Dope like the like button. I appreciate it. They shut down the airport at 1:20. Oh, really? Is that where they say, all right, we're not going to get enough lift? I saw they're going to start to weigh people, too. I think that's pretty funny. Panama Jack, I saw a bar none ad for regional. 7 shift, $22.50 minimum a week. Wonder what that consists of a 7-day shift. Yeah, how many hours a day is 7 days regional? How many days off do you get? $22.50 minimum? I mean, that's crazy. $22.50 minimum, and then this person's going to offer 60 cents a mile. $10.99. If you can go get $22.50 somewhere, no way. All right, no way. Always go employee that way. A loaded trucker. Goodness, thank you very much. Thanks for the videos and live streams. So I appreciate it. And I love doing them. They are not going to quit here. So, Mr. Carl, I've gained 40 pounds in 5 years since I started driving. All right, that's everybody. So, absolutely. People should stop buying into the myth that you have to go over to road to get experience. You can start local depending where you live and get on at another company later if you wish to change it up. You shouldn't go over the road if you don't want to. You should only do what you want to do. Absolutely. Once you close off opportunities that you don't want, other opportunities open up. That's Motivation Monday. Joe Ritchie, Mark, you touched on job stability. So many people apply with us that have 7 to 9 jobs in 3 years. I do not understand why drivers switch jobs so much. Do your homework on companies. That's true. So what would be, because people were asking, what would be the standard there? I mean, what's the maximum amount of jobs I would say that they want there in 3 years so people can get an idea? And yeah, research and stay somewhere. Go somewhere and stay there. If I parked a truck at a terminal for home time, I'd have to drive from Joliet to Jolly to Roseburg, Oregon, 2,200 miles. Oh, Joliet. That is a problem for you. That would be a problem. You could fly home, I guess. Don't they? You know, they have a terminal, I guess, in California, though. And so that'd also be a long drive. So that's a problem for you. I just don't want the deal of a truck sitting there. I'm not looking at it. Something happens to it. I'm just concerned about it, you know, and they can work on it when I'm home. For you, though, 2,200 miles would be a long drive. Joan Harper, I'm going to try them. Then that'd be a long drive for you to come up, though. Truck Hershey, they are switching jobs for the sign-on bonuses. But they still got to stay a year usually to get that. So you'd think you'd only have 3 jobs in 3 years. Flight manual stops at 120. Oh, so they have to wait for it to get under 120 to fly. Are they in Louisville? I don't know. I saw the ad in Indy. Imagine plane ticket prices were based on weight. Cash is King Trucking. I will say that the wife, who's flying out to Seattle here pretty soon, a few weeks, was concerned when she saw that. She goes, I'm not stepping on a scale. I go, believe me, they're not going to have a bunch of women stepping on scales with the big numbers up there or whatever. They just talked about it. So that won't happen. They talked about having to weigh people, though. Midlife trucker, Brinks offered me a local position. Have a supply my own firearm, and they only pay $22. I have never seen, that's pretty good. I've never seen $22.50 an hour for Brinks, even if you have your own weapon. I've seen $14 the last time I actually saw their ad for an armed guard. I thought, no way. Am I going to go? I'm stealing a bag of money every week then. $14 as an armed guard? No way. Yeah, and you have to bring your own weapon too. It had to be a certain, it had to be a 38 or bigger or something, didn't it? I think so. I think I saw that in there. Google evolution of a truck driver images. Yikes. That's not something we want to see. That'd make a good t-shirt. Rich Hutch, traffic alert, hauling crushed ice from Pluto, 3-day space jam at the Mars and Astrobelt split. Ha! Stay away from mega carriers, you'll find money and happiness. Michael Ray, I will say, I know people say that, and people do write in, though, and say, okay, Mark, here I work at, this mega carrier, but I'm on dedicated. That seems to be the thing to do. And I love it. I get, a steady $16.50 or whatever dollars every single week home at the same time. So there's that. A lot of those mega carriers have dedicated. That's people seem to grab into and like. So what sites do you check for driving jobs? I look around basically just everywhere, but I'll also check Craigslist. That's where a lot of places advertise. Get your city. And also then if you're looking for a specific city, just put in like Indianapolis, Indiana, jobs. And that's Google job search. And one of them, you can click on transportation and logistics, and then all the driving jobs in the area come up. Though you'll have to search through those because like Domino's driver, that kind of deliver pizza driver comes up. But that's the way to do it. Joliet versus Joliet. It depends where you live. 34-hour reset should be at home, or you should be paid your daily average for time spent away from home, Mr. Crowley. I think that, holy mackerel, if you only get 34 hours a week at home, that's not a lot of time. It just looking back at it, it just isn't. I'm disappointed that I ever stayed out as long as I did, to be honest with you. Being gone 5 months, I would never do that again. Never. We only accept people with less than 9 jobs, but it affects your base pay. If the driver's a job hopper, we pay a lower base rate to job hoppers. So 9 jobs in 3 years is a lot of jobs. I mean, what is it that is making you leave? You're not getting the sign-on bonus, right? Or not much of it, because it's usually over a year, which is now why we see a good idea. Why are you doing 9 jobs in 3 years? I will say in May, I hit 19 years at one place. I got my 19th year in at one place. And I see why people need to change jobs occasionally, but 9 jobs in 3 years seems like a lot of jobs and a huge hassle. You take 9 physicals? Holy mackerel. You get first name basis on the doctor, you're going to get a punch card. Cash King Trucking, my thing with mega carriers is don't change jobs from one mega to the other. That's true. It's the same old crap with a different name on the side of the truck. Yes. All you're doing is changing truck colors. It's basically the same. You're at the same places, hauling the same paper loads for Georgia Pacific, right, and all these other weird loads. And you're not improving yourself at all. It's okay. I stay with sister during home time and park on property. Can't even see it from the road. Yeah, it just worries me. Some people feel better about it. I do think a 2,200 mile, well, really, 4,400 mile commute would be a long commute. I mean, your car, every time you commute, you have to do an oil change. So for you, probably not that practical. Antonio, a lot of warehouse jobs are offering starting pay of $20 an hour. And Amazon. And I'm up over here making $22 an hour in a tanker job and think about jumping the ship to warehouse. Amazon in Lebanon just changed their ads, which they're running on the radio, to $20 an hour. And of course, overtime. So yeah, you need to be getting more than that, or you can just work in a warehouse. I'm going to tell you, working at an Amazon warehouse is going to be a lot harder work probably than you're doing. But yeah, if you get out of driving though, and stay out any length of time, you are not going to be able to get back in. You're going to have a period of time where you don't have a driving job. So think about that too before you totally leave. Mark is going to call my boss about a guarantee. Mr. Crowley will call my boss about the 34-hour reset paid. That boss may fire me. Worth it, right? Worth it. And get more than 34 hours home, really. Dash Cam Sam, my son went to a feed mill company right out of school, makes great pay, home every day and weekends. Yeah, all right, that's the way to do it, right? Now, he won't be able to get an over-the-road job, but probably doesn't want one. Trucker Hershey, 9 jobs in 3 years. So that was Dread. Dread applied at Holland. That was Dread that applied over there that you saw, right? He goes, I'm going to drive my Buick up here. Remember that from the days of Lyft? Midlife trucker, Cheeseman pays $100 for 34 on the road, but most get home every week or every 2. All right, so here's a place that pays you money for your 34 hours on the road. And what is it there? Probably a day per 7? That seems to be about standard. Just do Monday through Friday over the road and weekends home, Mr. Crowley. Here's the thing. If you do just Monday through Friday on the road, I personally think you can make that much money and be home every day. I really do. I don't think you got to be, if you're going to be on the road and make some money. Monday through Friday, I doubt you'd make much more on the road than you'd make to be home, and you got to feed yourself. Those frozen, burritos are, like $12 a piece. It costs money to freeze those that much. Columbia, Georgia, I did 19 years at my last job. Yeah, that's great, right? And so going into the next place, if they have you fill the sheet out, list all your jobs, you list one job up there because it's the last 10 years. They never see that. You call a place, they're like, no, we never see this. So you'd get hired easily. Cassius King Trucking, I hate switching jobs because I don't like filling out job applications. Right. That's a huge hassle. And imagine taking all those physicals, 9 orientations, 9 trying to figure out the new, we have Qualcomm, we have Omnitrax, we have PeopleNet, we have Geotab. Oh my gosh. Sign-on bonuses are false advertisement at most companies. It's really a retention bonus. Most are paid at over 12 months, right? But after a year, there aren't any more bonuses. Sometimes at some companies, you can come in and make more money than a driver that's been there. And then in your second year, you get this big pay reduction because they're doing a huge bonus. U.S. Express does $1,000 a month for a year. I've seen that out of they're running out of Kroger down there. $1,000 a month for a year. That's $12,000 over your first month. Over your first year. And then what? Well, now the next year you don't get that. And you're like, holy mackerel, I thought I was making money. I guess I got to take that Bentley back. I got a 3-year lease on a Bentley. No way I'd work for that liberal communist company. Which communist company is that? I got fired from 2 different jobs in one day. Not trucking jobs. I think you're just not employable by somebody else, right? That's why you kind of do it yourself. I think you got that entrepreneur mindset. And that's not for everybody, but I think you got it. And so being an employee, it's just not the thing for you, right? And that's great because look at what you're doing now. Most applications today have 4 to 9 jobs in 3 years. Really, it's rare to see a driver with a year or longer at a job. Almost like spotting a pink elephant when you find a stable driver. Really. 4 to 9 jobs in 3 years. I cannot imagine, although I did that for probably a couple of years early in my driving, but I cannot imagine doing that anymore. Then it was a little bit easier to get a job, though. Now you got all this hassle and everything. George Wilson, fall of 99, coming out of New Horizons warehouse in Itasca. I'm sure I saw an angel up at the corner of the building. Everyone sees one at least once a year in your life, they say. That's what they say. They do say it. It depends what you're looking for and what you believe. I had to recover a truck in North Carolina after training. I was dropped off at a yard to drive an unclean truck back to Minnesota, loaded trucker. That's a lot of these places, too. I get those letters very regularly from basically larger carriers because they have all these trucks sitting all over. They'll send a driver. One guy had to take an Uber like 4 hours. What Uber driver does that? Number one. And then he got there and didn't have a key. He had to get back. What a mess to try and get in the truck. 48 hours after 5 days, 72 after 10. Okay, so 2 days per 5. Okay, GP Transco, I see that you had to run out early today. Thanks for another good show. See you next Monday. All right. There you go. GP Transco, 60 cents as an employee. All right, do not 1099. All right, go with the teal. Join the teal revolution. How about that? And soon, teal tankers, we're hoping. Fingers crossed. We can get it. We'll get them to do it. I wouldn't risk my CDL for $22 an hour. It's when you can get 20 now in warehouses, I'm seeing, that is a problem. GP Transco didn't make me take a new physical. Depending on the company, you may or may not have to take a physical, and also depends on how much time is left on the physical you have. So some of them will accept it. They're not required to make you take it, but some do. Everybody takes it. So, and some don't. So as long as you had time left, they didn't make you do it. Saves them money, and I think, yeah, brilliant. Why make people do it? Ken, 2 to 3 weeks at a time is good over the road. Just did a New Jersey to Oregon. That's what I'm looking for on the road. Doing Washington to Michigan this week. That's wherever you are, I'd love that on the road. That's how I would want to do the road. I wouldn't mind Jersey as long as I'm going all the way across the country from there then. Because then the whole week is taken care of. Marco Hernandez, Mark in California, $30 an hour is low. That's true. A KP hospital pays their couriers $34 plus to drive a transit van picking up specimens. Yikes. Rates in California are low and it's disrespectful for a CDL holder. Well, I will tell you this. A CDL holder that feels the pay is disrespectful should not accept the pay. That's how you get more pay. I mean, seriously. Pay that is too low. I've seen ads at $17 an hour in Indianapolis for drivers. I'm like, no way. Right? That's not happening. So I think that a pay that's low, it should not be accepted. Some people jump companies a lot because they're simply chasing better money, or they get hosed somehow, and then they jump backwards. But I mean, look, do a little research. 9 jobs in 3 years. You've done no research other than, well, I'll just call the next company that I see on a billboard. You've done nothing for the job to meet you. And I'm not asking for the job to change. Whatever you want out of a job, go find that job. It's out there in trucking because there's jobs that do everything. Go find what you want and go do that. And you won't have to change. It's a hassle changing jobs. You got to figure out where the new terminal is and everything. Unfortunately, the breakdowns are taking its toll. Yes. Especially at the $100. I've only had one UA, and that was pre-employment. Been over a year now. Okay. Sorry, lost signal, Alexander. Oh, well, glad you're back. People will stay at a company if the treatment and pay is decent. You don't see people quitting that pay $25 an hour plus overtime or high cents per mile or other activity pay. Well, as long as people get paid and they think they're treated well, they are treated well. Pay doesn't seem to be what keeps people. If you're treated horribly, who wants to stay for a good paycheck? Nobody. I wouldn't want to. The Hool is here. Hello from across the world. Yeah, nice runs, Ken, no doubt. That's the way I'd want to do the road. Absolutely. Midlife trucker. I did 54 weeks at Millis, fulfilled my obligation to move to Cheeseman, and no regrets, right? Move to a better place. That's what these places are for, basically, just kind of using them to get experience. And that's disappointing because they don't have a way. Once you get experience, they should move you to. There should be a whole new dispatch system and everything to move people that are experienced, and they don't have a way to do that. Every time I used to pass when I think, Cheeseman, you're really Zumstein. Zumstein. If you want to be home on weekends and do over the road, it's called line haul. That's true. I did it for both that foods, and I'm doing it now for the Korean Mafia. 20 to 50 miles per week and home on the weekends. 50 miles a week, that would not be a lot of miles. The Korean Mafia. You can get things done there, too. Duncan & Sons in Phoenix is line haul. Some job container hauling, off weekends, 70-year in benefits. See, so 70-year home weekends, that's not terrible money. Columbia George's going to run. Got time to go get my next load. Thanks for a great show. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And we'll see you next Monday. Roger, 20 to 50 miles a week. That's why it's 70,000 at 50 miles a week would be excellent pay. Roderick, Quality Carriers Terminal, which is unionized. Their drivers get paid for all their time. Some make 1,800 a week. It's close to Columbia. See, 1,800 and a union company. Not bad. All time paid, unlike Local 89, who should be listening. Over here in St. Louis, they are building 2 new Amazon plants, and it's already 3 plants here. They're all over the place, right? They went up fast because they were always 15, and then they were like 1750. And just last week, I heard the one in Lebanon, 35 miles south of me, say 20 an hour to start at Amazon. And I think, what I didn't think of drivers going there, but what I thought is all these people that say, oh, well, there's no good paying jobs, and I don't want to go work fast food. Well, go work at Amazon. That's $800 a week to start, 40 grand. You and your whoever lives with you, I should say now, it's 2021, because people may or may not be married. So you could have split shifts. It's 24 hours. So somebody's always home with the kids, if there's kids at home. That's 80 grand between 2 people just working 40 hours a week each at a warehouse you just walk into. Can people not survive on that? They need an extra $300 a week benefits? I don't understand it. That's what I don't understand. Do you think R&L and Estes will pay overtime to stay competitive? No, they don't seem to. Nope. Because they can still get people. That's the thing. They still get people. Old Dominion, same way. They still get people there. So, no. Not until they can't get people. Exactly. Pensacola, New Jersey, 2 stops in Seattle, and 2 stops in Portland. 3,038 miles at 63 cents. And that's your week is taken up every day. I love that. In the morning, we'd only have to send in a check call. So that's it. And it was on the Qualcomm when I was on the road. So I'd just do a check call, whatever number, and send it. And you didn't have to do anything the rest of the day. You took care of everything your whole day yourself. And that's how a company should do it. And that's how I think that works good. How much do dead call haulers make? Not much. What does it mean by somebody's company that I see says 100% employee owned? Creature. It doesn't seem to mean anything. But that the employees own the company, like TMC. But it doesn't seem to change the way that the employees are treated in any way. Kenneth, treatment of Bog, think started driver July 91, still at the same company. Wow. July 91, still at the same place. See, that's pretty good. So I bet they love you there. I prefer General Tires. I've always been pleased with their quality, George Wilson. All right. Well, that's awesome. I don't have a car that came with those, so I don't know. The truck has Goodyears on it, which I thought was unusual, but I guess from the factory, that's what they're putting on new trucks today. But I did notice that. I go, oh, the truck has Goodyears, because they've always had Michelins on them. But I don't think the company orders them that way. I don't think they even have any idea what they're doing. Love's dropped their mask mandate for everyone who's vaccinated, right? Vaccinated? So Meyer dropped that, like I said a few weeks ago. They have a sign there that if you're fully vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. Love's is dropping that now. So you'll be able to go in if you're fully vaccinated and not wear a mask, right? So it turns out about 90% of the people at Meyer apparently are fully vaccinated. 2,250 miles per week, Phoenix to LA and back. Yeah, you're just back and forth for the Korean Mafia. You don't see a lot of snow on that route either, do you? I bet. Yeah, not bad. Not bad down there. For $70,000 a year. I don't think that's terrible money. $70,000 for what the education requirement that is needed and the training of just really 3 weeks to get started in truck school. I think that's pretty good, but it needs to pay now more than these warehouses are paying. Once you can walk in and get 20 at a warehouse, although I think that's for young people from what I've read at Amazon. I think once you're extreme upper 30s, I think you'd have a tough time keeping up at an Amazon warehouse. The real money in trucking is becoming a lumper. It's too bad the lumper themselves don't get a lot of that $800 you paid to get those 4 pallets off. That poor sap's probably getting $10 an hour to restack your load or whatever, and it's the lumper company. But yeah, too bad. Ken P got a call from the shop, parts on order, another night in the Super 8. Super 8. Oh, when you were saying that, I was thinking, oh, Marriott, right? Hilton. Who picked the motel? Did you pick it or did they pick it? Paladin never wore a mask. They did have signs. And, as a private property person, I do respect that. So, Tess, did you get the Jag? I haven't test drove that. I'm up early Monday doing this, even though it's hard to tell. I will probably go over there tomorrow, depending on the weather, to go look at that car. So, that's the story with that. I've been looking for an XF. That one is not a diesel, which is actually what I wanted. In 2017, they started the 2-liter Ingenium diesel and put it in that car. That one doesn't have it. It's got the 3.5 in it. We'll see. And that color is actually called burgundy. Caviar is actually a color that they have. That's a little darker. We'll see what they have to say. I'll have to go talk to the shop there too. It's at the Ford dealer where I already buy my cars, so I'll have to go talk to them and see if they can fix it and all that stuff. Did you get the vax? Please do it, John. I have not gotten it. Have not. The wife is fully vaccinated and more than 2 weeks past her time because of her flight and everything. She wanted to get it, so have not done it. Even though they pay you, I still haven't gone over there. I'm just concerned about the second shot. I'd have to actually time it out to where I can get it. I would do it late on a Friday so that I'm not sick. The wife the next day was pretty sick. She basically didn't get out of bed the next day from that shot. So, and I know it depends on the person. So if you're being recruited by another company, can your company try to sue them? Yeah, the CRST did this all the time. They sued Swift into oblivion on this stuff. And Swift actually lost that case. They took it to court and lost, which I'm surprised at. But they did. So CRST is big on that. Companies can sue them, it turns out. Now, they were suing because they had a contract there. But, the people can sue about whatever. And what will happen is the company will probably back off. Get a teal car. That would be great. All right. Get it all painted up and GP Transco up, logo it up and everything. They'd have to pay for that. I'm like, you can't pay me, but you could pay to paint the car. That'd be really nice. So I don't know if that'll be happening. Haven't seen a teal one out there yet. It's not like a bespoke one, like a Rolls or something like that. So sleep apnea, it's still on hold, right? That hasn't gone anywhere. But the insurance mandate for your own operators, right? Going to $2 million of insurance. Well, that just passed out of some committee. It got passed. So it's still in the bill. Will that be booted out of there? I don't know. They say only 0.6% of accidents nationwide across the country over a year go over the 750,000 minimum that they currently have. Hardly any. But they want to up the insurance to $2 million. Will that pass? I don't know. It continues to move along, right? It passed out of committee. So just keep watch on that. That wasn't from the COVID shot. That was from Jose Cuervo. Is she holding out on Jose Cuervo here? Is there some brand name hooch around here that I don't know about? Yikes. Get a teal wrap. Oh, my gosh. I wonder what the place would say. The wrap place. Would you wrap this car for me in teal? Sure. Here's $7,000. Thank you. Cash control. Are you seriously thinking about buying that Jaguar? Jaguar has been my car my whole life, right? The kind of car that I've wanted. I love them, Jaguars, and I've looked for an XF or an XE diesel. I would probably be okay with that. I'd rather do an XF. This one happened to pop up there that there's an XF there, so yeah. But this one's not a diesel. I want the diesel in that car, really. But I'm going to go drive it because it's here. An XF, I mean, the quality in them and stuff is just incredible. I've looked at an MKZ. We were actually looking at a Lincoln when we got this Escape, but the wife didn't like the push-button transmission on it because she just didn't like it, whatever. And the Escape really is her car, even though I probably drive it more than her. She did not like it. So we went and got an Escape that had every option, so it was as close to the Lincoln as I could get. But the Jaguar would be for me. And so I'm a Jaguar kind of person. And everybody should be, right? I mean, I'm gonna sing, "Hail to the Queen" and everything, and all that stuff. When I get there, I'll get in the passenger side, just because of the right-hand drive and everything. I mean, you have to do the whole Jaguar thing, absolutely. So yeah, I'm gonna go drive that car. Joliet, Illinois empties out the grease traps at restaurants. Good pay and equipment, stinky job, I bet. I remember working at Arby's as a teenager. Oh my God! When you call them, it's amusing recording if it's still the same voice. Bruce, no Jags. No, Jags is the way to go. Robert is fully vaccinated, fully naturally vaccinated. Well, all right. I mean, that's one way to do it, too. That's interesting to say. They did say at Love's they're not going to ask anybody. Just a sign, kind of like Meyer. And they don't say anything to you when you go in there. So, what does that say if Swift is stealing your drivers at CRST? I know. That's the thing. And that's what I griped at him about in a number of videos. I'm like, look, if you had any kind of decent company, another company couldn't come and steal your drivers. Right? I don't make that much money where I work, really, relative to everybody on here. Most people make more than me. But I'm not going anywhere. I've been here for many years, 19 years now. And I'm not the number one driver here. There's drivers that have been here longer than me. So, and they couldn't steal me out of there. It's all treatment and, what you do, how much you make an hour for what you do and all. I think there's a lot that goes into it. it suits my needs, and so that's why I do it. A teal horse, that would be a side. Identify as being vaccinated. Oh, you should get a shirt like that. Yeah, you identify. Well, they're not going to ask you, so you can go in there anyways. And I never went into one without a mask. So every time I went in with a mask, I don't know if they were griping at people about it before or not. Did you hear of the new highway tax in Connecticut? Yes, they did talk about that. And actually, you know, even though they were kind of mean to truckers about it, I would actually rather they did a miles travel tax than a fuel tax. They should dump the fuel tax for all vehicles and just do a miles travel tax. So drivers that use more of the road pay for more of the road. I mean, I hardly drive at all in especially my car. And so for me, why should I pay more, you know, in fuel tax or whatever? If it was a per mile tax, I'd pay way less. Way less. Cash King Trucking, let's start a GoFundMe for Mark's Jag Repair Fund. Oh, those are the old days. Those are the old days. This is the new Jaguar. Those were the days. Yeah, some of them had a few issues, but that was then. This is today. Alexander, I'd rather have a Kia or a Suzuki. Suzuki. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen a Suzuki Forenza on the road in a long time. I think I'd rather have a Jaguar than a Suzuki. But I remember those on the road. A horse in a teal onesie and flip-flops and a trucker cap. Get a raised turbo dually. Trucks were never my thing. 17 cents per mile, not per gallon. No, they're going to do a mileage tax in Connecticut. That's what they said. And drivers actually said, well, we'll just go around Connecticut. And I'm thinking, okay, that's going to add 9 miles to your route or whatever. So I guess some drivers might do it. We'll see. Grease traps are not kosher, I bet. It's not a vaccine. It's an RN gene therapy. There is some talk of that. Why would you want to get a shot for something that doesn't exist and you can't find out what's in the shot? Because I believe that my company is in talks about it, of mandating it. So I want to get ahead of it. Once they mandate it, they'll stop paying you for it. And so you'll have to make a choice at that time. Those nurses in Houston, maybe Texas somewhere, sued the hospital, dismissed that the hospital has the right to boot them out of there. So possible. On Sunset Chase, and enjoy your live videos. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Mark needs a tow truck to follow that Jag. You were still thinking of the old Jag. Remember when the Hyundai Excel came? People don't still say that about Hyundai. This is Jaguars of old. This is a newer Jaguar. This won't have those issues. It just won't. Listening on the road in Michigan, Stan Dodge. Plus, it only has 19,000 miles on it, on that car. Why do you like Ford cars or own one? I've always had Fords just growing up. I mean, first car, Ford Maverick, so that's where I started with Fords, like them. Didn't really have them as a kid. It was just like that one there. I have a picture of that is not my actual car, but looked just like that. So just always liked them and just had them. LTD, I have a Taurus. Oh my gosh, I had a couple of Tauruses. I've had 4 Focuses. I've had a couple of Escorts, Escape, Windstar, Aerostar, E150. I mean, just everything. And so they've always been pretty good to me. No issues with them. So happy with them. So just keep buying them. But we were over at Lincoln, and the wife just didn't like push button, or she'd have that, or she'd be driving a Lincoln right now instead of the Ford she's in. Just don't jinx it. Yeah, don't jinx that. Get a Euro Chevrolet. Oh, nice. I could get a Z34 Lumina. A Plymouth Valiant. Remember those? Yes, absolutely. There are probably other hotels in spacious Sheridan. Oh, but so I didn't know that. But you're on the other side of town. Not sure if there's an Uber in the area. Well, open the app and see if there's cars. But I didn't realize you were like in the middle of no place. I missed that part. Old joke from the 70s. Why doesn't England make televisions? Because they couldn't figure out how to make them all leak oil. Trucker issue. Yeah. Some of them back then may have had issues. Okay. S-types, older XJs. They mandate something, they wind up killing you. Come on, people, wake up. Can you see what's happening? The thing is, right, people are all about this, most people. And so if they mandate it, you'll have no choice but to either get it or quit your job. You don't have to get it, of course. They can't mandate you get it. They just will say you can't work here. That's what's happening. Got a Subaru and drive around super slow in front of me. Subaru's the new Buick. Cash King Trucking. I will tell you, if I got that here, every car here is a Subaru. Every other car, because the Subaru plant is here. And so this is Subaru land. in Lafayette because so many people work at the plant. Thousands of people work there, 5,000 or something. Every other car is a Subaru because they get a huge discount. So that judge made a bad argument. I'll get overturned. We'll see about that. The not the Equal Opportunity Commission, but one of them ruled that, yeah, you can make people get a vaccine. So some road judge dismissed it. He was sticking the needle in his butt. My brother had the ultimate Jaguar Colon in the early 70s, an XKE12. Oh, nice. Removable hardtop. Yeah, years ago I looked at an XJ12 here. But that was like a late 80s, and then those were the Jaguar problems, so never got that one. Let's squirt a lot. Lizards for rich people. Nice. And considering how many they make at the plant, Wabash is in the news that trailer orders are down. 8,800 trailer orders, down 39%. But they said they're so far behind that they were happy about it because they are pushed out till next summer of 2022 for deliveries. And Wabash here in town, there's trailers all over town. Parked, every open space has trailers parked in it. They can't make trailers fast enough. They have hiring events every weekend at Wabash National, constantly pushing to get people in there. From what I understand from people that work there, it's hard work making the trailers. It's not air conditioned in most of the plant. A lot of work, but they can't get people in there fast enough to make trailers. Then I'll quit. Why would you get something that's toxic? You'll have an issue. I mean, you're going to have an issue. You'd have to go somewhere else. I've been here a long time. Is it worth quitting over that? Maybe. They have dual tanks on the XJ, another 12 banger. Yeah, they did. One on each side. People, that's very good. I'm glad that somebody knows about Jaguars. So most people don't know that kind of stuff. You had a tank on each side, which filled at the top down there like that. So yeah, those dual tanks had a lot of problems. Had a lot of problems keeping those dual tank ones going because of the way that they went into the engines. But yes, dual tanks on the XJs. Yep. I hate Subaru drivers. Well, in town here, you wouldn't like it in town because of the plant. They said Roman Subaru is the second, which I find funny, the second biggest selling Subaru dealer in the United States. There's some dealer in Colorado, apparently, that sells more of them because of all the snow. But this dealer, Roman here, they just can't keep them fast enough over there. And you still get charged the delivery fee. They truck them over there, which is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. They truck them over. The dealer is on Creasy, and the plant is maybe 5 miles from the dealer. You still get charged your $1,000 delivery fee, and they're trucked. They put them on a truck and then truck them over to the dealer. Stupidest thing. Do you ever go to Velvet and Instant Oil Change? No. I go to Ford for my oil change. I go to Ford for all the work. My first car was a 65 Chrysler Newport. Ah, nice. My trunk on that boat was bigger than some pilots. Yeah, nice. I've had a couple of Chrysler. I had a 69 New Yorker, which was also very large. They can't make you get that shut only as emergency. Thought you thought through ionization. No, they can't make you get it. Right, that's what I've said. But they can say you can't work here. But you still don't have to get it. So that's true. I think that Wabash Trail sales are down because people are going to go other places and buy them, hoping to get them before next summer. Well, they said that, I guess they thought so many people ordered them was the problem. Yeah. Aspirin isn't toxic. Eat 20 of them and you'll die. That's a problem. Mandating something that is not FDA approved. Yeah, that could be a problem. First car was at 63 Wildcat. Wow. Well, you don't have to be old. I mean, I've had a lot of older cars growing up. I had a 64 Ford Galaxy, and, I've had a lot of old cars, so. I had an 82 Brat. Thing ran like a top, went anywhere, but it rusted away. There's the old ones, but hey, 4 people, right? I'm in a Suzuki motorcycle, Alexander. Oh, okay. I was thinking Suzuki cars. They were not the greatest cars. Yeah, that would be great. I was a Kawasaki motorcycle person, learned on an LTD 440, and got a KZ 400. So, because Kawasaki Green, that was where I was on motorcycles. And I drove a VMAX once. A friend of mine had it, and I thought, wow, you know what? This thing's really fast. Looking forward to it. I'd rather have a Meathead Bubba do the work. Ford dealer, great here. You get a trained mechanic to do all the work for you. So I'm satisfied with the dealer. I will say it's dealer by dealer, of course. Just like if they're working on your truck. People don't want the vaccine, but eat at McDonald's every day. That's true, right. When I dream about the moonlight on the Wabash, how long for my Indiana home? Yeah, you should come. Why don't you move back over here? but only in summer, I guess. Come on back over. Have you ever owned a Pinto? No, I did not, Samuel. I did own a Chevy Vega GT. 4-speed on the floor. That was really something. Shazam, was the wife okay with the 4? Yeah, right. She had one. I had one. Yeah, we had matching ones for a while and then traded those two and got 2 more matching ones. So, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you get what you can get at the time. You know, she's always okay with whatever we get. Absolutely. That's why she's still here probably after all these years. If there's a virus, why is no one isolated it or purified it or sequenced it? That's a lot of big things. She got Chip and Dale, so she was cool. A lot of Jose Cuervo. I mean, I don't know what she's... hopefully not today she didn't do that because she's out driving around, so we'll hope that didn't happen. When companies ask your opinion, like on surveys, I thought this was pretty interesting. What do you think about that? Like they put out a survey, let's survey our drivers about whatever. Do you answer them? This was a question on somewhere. Do you think that it goes anywhere? Do you answer them legitimately? What do you do about that? I filled one out and answered a bunch of stuff. Nothing happened. And the next time I put a bunch of stupid answers out because they put these on all the time. And still they didn't say anything to me. So what do you think about those surveys? Do they do any good? I think they don't go anywhere. They just go into some junk mail file. What do you like most about where you work? Do you like beans, Pinto, or I don't know about beans, but work schedule. I don't work that much here. It's all a scheduling thing. My first car was a Charger, 72 Charger, told to 100,000 to a collector. Wow. How does anybody get lucky like that? My Maverick wouldn't have been worth anything to anybody. Something other than Taco Bell to put you on fire. Right. Yeah, you got it all going on there. 72 and 72 LTD, the most quietly engineered car on the road. Took out the old TV ads with Rod Serling. I had an old LTD wagon, so been there for that. Never understood using chalk to mark the tandem location. Just count the holes and use math. Do people do that? They use chalk in there to mark that? Yeah, I don't know why you're not counting the holes. I love getting my oil changes at Ford. They cost the same as anywhere else, and they wash my truck. Absolutely. Look, at this dealer, number one, they take $10 off for customers. So I get a $10 discount. They do an oil change. They do a tire rotation and wash your car. So you can't beat it. You know, for $39 at a dealer, and then anything else that's wrong, they will tell you and fix it if you're under warranty or whatever. Absolutely. Or not fix it or whatever you want to do. So it's no, more or less really than these quickie places that have, somebody doesn't know anything about cars coming in there. I'd much rather have the dealer do it. Saving money is not always the cheapest thing to do. And the Ford dealer has super fast Wi-Fi. Chalk marks looks like they're working. Oh, yeah, let me mark this out. People can see what I'm doing here. Nothing does any good. Even your politicians don't do any good. That's true. They are worthless. Double glass bimmers. You don't hear any wind noise and whatnot until you hit 100. That's the other thing about luxury car. It's quieter, even quieter inside. The higher up you get on stuff. Well worth it. Whenever I fill these things out, I just click any random thing and I'm done with it. So I don't have to worry about it. The sheriff started removing the homes from Venice Beach this week. Where are they going? Problem is they let them all pile up there and then, get them somewhere. You can do a video or Google V. Lee Trucking. I never heard of V. Lee Trucking. Where's that out of? Of course I use chalk and then I slide the tiers enough to go count them at tandems enough. Again, it makes sure I'm in the right place. It's obvious. Chalk. Last job I had, they had a comment box, and I left a written note in the box. And when I came back 4 months later, the written note was still in the box. Oh, Joe Ritchie. This is great. They did put a comment box out where you could they had little pieces of paper. But I came home and cut a bunch of paper. I did this over a weekend. I cut, hundreds of pieces of paper, a couple hundred. And each one I wrote something on there. Give the drivers a raise. Let the drivers do what they want. Free meals for the drivers. Every driver gets a free car. I just wrote a bunch of stuff and filled the box up on a Monday. And by the end of the week, it was gone. The box never returned. Funniest thing I ever did. They never said a word to me, even though they all knew I did that. It's the funniest thing ever. I put every driver should get $100,000 a day. All free vacation every year. All kinds of stuff. And they took the box down. Nathaniel, I turned down a job with $10.99 for $22 an hour. Oh, forget that. Oh, by the way, it's in Illinois. Oh, forget it. You can't live on $22 an hour barely unless you're like, 40 miles outside of Normal, Illinois anyway. Who's 1099ing somebody at $22 an hour? Really? Like super really? Just got an email. The Texas Energy Commission. Oh, it sounds fancy. He's asking people to conserve energy. Hey, turn the energy down. Looks like we're about to have power outages like the ice storm. Hey, can you all turn your air down? No, this is why I get the air. Right? They let you run the air all the time when it's 60. When it's hot out, do you mind turning down your air conditioning? How might you crank up the energy and I just pay for it? Roger Pinsky. Gomer probably used to sing Back Home Again in Indiana. That's true. Every Indy 500. I'm still back home once a year. Yeah, he did that. That's true. He was from here, wasn't he? Due to things they have, I actually don't know if that's true. They haven't enforced anything in LA for a while. Check out a German Venice or LA on YouTube. Oh, I can imagine it looks like a disaster there. And there's no reason. A lot of people that are homeless have mental problems or drug problems. A drug problem, you should stop doing drugs, of course, which is easier said than done, but check yourself in. Mental health, somebody needs to get people that need mental health and go get them somewhere so they can get mental health and make them get the help that they need. And other people that if they're homeless, I mean, I don't know what to say. My first car was a Yamaha RD400E. No windows or doors and seatbelts. Yeah. VL Trucking in Illinois. Oh, what is that? I've seen their trucks around. Jason, getting service done at the dealership looks better when you trade it in and get better resale value. I don't know about that. I will say this. That might be true, but I will say, and for warranty work, absolutely, dealer, because during the initial warranty period, they can't then say, oh, well, that place doesn't do service according to the way we do it. Now, I know through the Magnuson Act or whatever, you can get service done wherever you want. I understand that. But they can also, the service has to be done to the specifications of the manufacturer. And what they'll say, oh, well, that place doesn't put in the right oil or whatever. If it's done at the dealer, what are they going to say? Oh, well, we don't do good service here at our own dealership. So I think that's worth it for warranty work. And it isn't any more money. Please make corporate buy some Tic Tacs for dispatcher. Oh, that's a good idea. His dragon breath makes the paint on my truck fall off. That'd be good, too. You could put that stuff in there. I filled that thing up, that comment box up, and they took it down. They took the box down. Drivers are not inspecting the attachment of sand shoes on the dolly lakes coming out of the rail yard, and container yards have dodgy things on the street. Some of them, I've picked them up where they don't have a foot on them. I'm like, why is that trailer leaning? You look at it, there's only 1 foot on it. I'm like, really? Somebody dropped this off with 1 shoe on it or whatever? So I got to go in there. Nobody there. So I go take a picture, send him the picture of it. And okay, take it down there, whatever. Just ridiculous. Trucker Hershey's home for 4 days. Do you take the truck home or do you leave it at the yard there? Someone's driving around my house with the old Ghostbusters car. White, the light siren going. Please chase him in into Indiana. That's great. Probably not allowed to run the lights. I use chalk to mark the tire sidewall when there's a nail in the tire. All right. My company buys 40 to 50 reefer trailers a year, half a Great Dane, half utility. There's this year not enough Great Danes available. They just can't get people. Wabash, certainly, here in town, because I see the ads, they run them all the time. They cannot get people to go to work. It's like the second or third largest employer in town, in the county, after Subaru. And they can't get people to go in. They just can't. I don't know what it pays. Apparently not enough. $40 an hour should be minimum pay for LA drivers. Ooh, that'd be good money. With overtime, then you could finally live there, because otherwise you got to have like a roommate, and that roommate needs 2 more roommates for you to, and all in like a studio apartment like Mary Tyler Moore. Otherwise you can't do it. At the nearby truck stop, they really let you park the truck at a truck stop for 4 days? That I'm surprised about. Most times, and if you're going to park your truck at home, you should ask a company about this. Usually they'll want you to park it in a secure location, and so you have to agree on that in advance. If they let you park it there, I'm all for it. But I'm kind of surprised about it. Renting a 1-bedroom goes for $1,700 a month. Well, that is a lot of money. It's $40 an hour, so that's a week's pay. It's 25%. So right, that's $1,600. You should be getting $40 an hour for a 1-bedroom apartment rent. That's true. That's true. And seeing if the money is not enough, I would recommend doing something where the pay is better. And I know that seems crazy, but there are other ways to increase your pay or whatever. When you accept a job that, like a driver said, the pay is disrespectful, well, it's not so disrespectful that people won't take it. You got to only Have your sights set on what you want to do and only do that thing. When you trade a car or truck, you lose your residual value. George Wilson. Yeah, if you care about that. I mean, it depends. It depends what your whole goal is and how much you make and all that kind of stuff. So it depends. Actually, right now is a great time to get your car traded in because they don't have any cars. When I was over there looking at that car, they are normally have hundreds of cars. There were 17 new cars at the dealership. That's it. And that includes pickup trucks, F-150s. There was nothing there. So right now, they are dying for used cars. I've seen people getting rid of their cars like the Carvana and CarMax for huge money right now. So now's the time actually to sell your car if you want to. And you go buy a car like this car over here, this XF, that people don't want. Everybody wants a truck. Jim Emmers is from Alabama. I thought he was close to Indiana. He was friends with Mary Holman, George, a grand matron of the family that owned the track prior to Roger Penske buying the track last year. Oh, is that how he got in there? I thought actually because he could just sing so good that he did it. But yeah, he would sing there every year. They made a big deal about it. Park the truck at the Volvo dealership when I go home, so at least it's safer. I would feel a little better about that. Although, if the company agrees to it, I guess I wouldn't feel too bad about it. Trucker Hershey, what is the policy if it gets damaged while you're not there? Do they have any kind of thing? I mean, I'd be curious about that. If it's parked in your driveway, it's one thing. If they allow you to park it at basically public parking, what do they think about that if it gets damaged? Dealerships are stalking Craigslist and Facebook due to low stocks. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I get letters all the time because the Sonic is paid for. I've had it for years. I get a letter a week probably from them. Hey, why don't you come over and bring your car in? We'd love to buy your Sonic, all that kind of stuff. They think it has a lot more miles than it has too, some of the letters that I get. So, hey, why don't you bring it in, My driveway is secured 24/7 by my 3 pit bulls and armed security. Your wife or you? Is the wife walk around on property armed? Is she out there armed? Armed security? Gomer Jim Neighbors was born in Alabama. That's close to here, though. I mean, that's really not that far. Mark sings the national anthem at the South Carolina Soapbox Derby. They actually had the Soapbox Derby here this weekend in Lafayette, and I actually came out and sang the national anthem. So I actually had to do that. So they asked me to do it, and I'm more than happy to do it. Kelter Rooster Travels, happy Roller Wiener Monday. It's good to see you. William Huglet, surprise carriers don't charge drivers rent to use their sleepers. Look, if they could figure a way to do that as rent, they would. And I'll tell you, CR England, it's like a roommate situation in the trucks. Anybody who thinks that they should even go there for 2 seconds needs to watch the video about the 3-bunk truck there and know what kind of place they're going to. Trucker Hershey, they allow it. Damage would be the same if you are there or not, right? Yeah, I guess so. I'm just saying, yeah, right. All right, I hear you. It just seems like at home they want you to park it secured, but if they allow it, then they know it's at a truck stop, so they allow it. So then they're like, all right, we're going to eat that. It's their truck. So absolutely. There's too many umlauts for this one. That's for sure. Certainly. Let's see. Let's see. Where'd this go off to? Oh, right. Always. If I click that over there, that's better, right? If you wear it, of course, make it apparent naturally. TP Transco was here today, and I appreciate that. 60 cents a mile base pay over there, right? As we noted, 58 cents with the camera. So $90,000 your first year. Holland Enterprises, Joe Ritchie's here. Why don't you call him up? He'd love to talk to you right now. He's waiting for your call. Operators are standing by. And everybody's got to eat. If you have more than 9 jobs in 3 years, don't call him. Okay, that's a lot of jobs. How about that? Fleet Nav Systems was here because that's too many jobs. Stay at a place for a year and then call them up. They were here today, and they will be back soon. Cash is King Trucking was here as always, and Trucking with Diabetes was also here. Check about 2 channels this week and go subscribe to both of them immediately. Jay wasn't here, but he's here in spirit, and I thank Jay for everything that he did to get everything started here. Go check him up for car hauling. I don't know anything about it. And I didn't get to our sponsor, which I should have this week. Today's show is sponsored by Jarts. The fun home game. Hospital insurance is not included in your Jarts, so you're going to want to get that. Jarts, the fun home game that everyone can play. So, Jarts. I had Jarts as a kid. For people that don't know, they're large arrows that weigh about 4 pounds apiece, and you throw them up in the air and try to hit each other in the head with them. That's what we did with them. They are now illegal Leave the rig in the wrong place, no hood, batteries, and someone took a dump with the sleeper. That wouldn't be great. Mark sings in public next week. Live feed from Guantanamo Bay. That holy mackerel! Yeah, if the show ever goes off the air, you know what happened. You know what happened to me. I like "Oh Canada" better. Well, we can't sing that here though, especially today on Flag Day. When I worked for Dot Foods, I always took the truck home. The yard was in Joliet, and no way I was paying the tolls to run 94 to 355. Well, see, I wouldn't mind that. I've lived in Hammond and worked in Chicago up a toll road, and I tolled it every day. I bought a card then. You could get a card, if I remember right, and you got a discount on the toll. Some kind of card, some kind of membership. I don't remember exactly how to explain it, but so you got like a toll discount. It was 40 cents, but it seems like it was 25 cents with the card. So I did that rather than taking the truck home. She has always care everywhere I go. My company's, so it's a lot. Oh, okay. Fair enough. We know to knock first at your place, right? Trucker Hershey metal jarts. That's the only kind of jarts there are, right? Lawn darts are not jarts. Jarts are jarts. Name brand. All right. Patent pending. Absolutely. So let's see. Michael Muller was first the other day, and because I have to head out. Mark Ely was also second that day. George H.W. Bush was first today, which I appreciate. Jason Jefferson was here today. Roger Penske. It's good to see you. John Zlay Black was here today. Let's see. I try to get him. I'm not trying to mispronounce anybody's name, believe me. So if I miss your name, please put up a pronouncer or whatever. The Hool was here today. William Huglet was here today. And let's see, where did I go off to? Okel Tarusu Travels. It's good to see you. Flat Highway was here. And let's see, Mr. Crowley, possibly Sam Crowley. MG Jackson 68 was here. Stan Dodge, I appreciate it. Joan was here today, and I appreciate that. Let's see, where did I go off to? Dope Law was here today. And Nathaniel was here. Joe Ritchie from Holland Enterprises. Thank you for being here. Ed Oliver, Dope Law. I was set where I passed that right up again. They kept coming up. Argus 76 was here today. So, but I have to head out to work today. So, Paladin, I will see you soon. And otherwise, we're going to head on out. So, thanks for being here. Be safe this week, right? It's Flag Day. Can you fly a flag today? I hope so. Put it somewhere, if nowhere else, at least. At least fly a flag someplace. Let's see where that goes. Oh, right there. And we will see you soon. Be safe on the roads. Put the air on, and we'll talk to you soon.